Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What up, family? It's your girl, JustPatrice. Live with JustPatrice. BlowRadio.com is officially in the building. Yo, listen. Welcome to Mondays, y'all. You know how we get down. I'm excited to be here. Oh my, listen. Y'all just going to tag all the people because you know the dude be like under the rock, MIA, and I cannot believe that this is one of the most public forums he could ever have considered to be in. My brother Darryl Jackson is actually running for MPS School Board. Now, you cannot be in the background there, sir. I'm just saying you cannot dip and dodge and hide there. So we're going to get to him. We're going to talk about it, see what it is. We're going to cross a couple T's and dot some I's, make sure you are logged on to the right place in the right time, doing the right thing. Of course, if you are watching the show, that means you are logged on to my social media platforms, which could be Facebook, which you're watching on either my page or directly into blowradio.com page, or you just may be a friend of mine on YouTube and you're following my YouTube page, which is awesome. Okay. If you're listening to the show, of course, you're on blowradio.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Why would you be? You could be somewhere else doing something else, but you opted to be with us. And I'm so happy to, love on you for that. Thank you so much. Continue support. Make sure you share this video and you tag and call all your friends and your cousins and be like, yo, is that? Look at scrubbing the screen. Don't scrub the screen, yo. Though you already know it's facts, yo. Do not scrub the screen. This is not you could have said green screen trickery. He's actually sitting right here. I'm just I'm petty. But you know what? Technically, it's the curls. It's not really me. I could just blame it on my hair. Yes. So I'm sitting here with MPS candidate, school board candidate, Darryl Jackson for District 3. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What's up, Jackson? What's going on?
All right. I see you went in on me a little bit.
I listened. That was light work.
I know. And I appreciate that.
Indeed. So I'm happy to have you here. Glad
you.
It is beyond words, ecstatic.
Thank you.
To have you, chopping it up and sharing. It's like this movement. You like, listen, I'm for school board. I was like, who quit playing with me? Right. You was like, no, seriously. And I'm like, word. But I couldn't imagine of all the people that I know, like seriously across the board, a better candidate.
Thank you.
Like just considering what I know of your past, and it's an honor to be able to share that with my audience, with my listeners.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so they can just get to know you or reacclimate themselves for people who act like they didn't know that Darryl was always about the kids.
Yeah.
People that act like they didn't know that Darryl was all about making sure that things were done in excellence. The people didn't act like they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? They about to find out what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's exciting for me. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the perfect platform for you.
Thank you.
In my opinion.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Knowing what I know of your past. So let's share some of that with our listeners.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your why you chose this particular time, this candidacy. Why?
Yeah. So that's a great question. First off, thank you again for the accolades. As you already know, I've always been the behind the scenes type of man.
Facts.
On so many different things. So I never really sought out to seek the attention. It was never about that. It was about doing the work. Hence the reason why I'm doing this right now, running for school board director of District 3. I'm ready to do the work publicly and in front of individuals. So it's not even receiving the praise of, Darryl, the champion is I. I'm all about team effort.
Sure.
But I know with my drive, my willingness, and my knowledge and expertise that I can be so effective on that board. And I can speak to so many different areas and facets of the board that most wouldn't even comprehend. One being, excuse me, I'm going to jump in a little bit ahead, but just school governance, which is huge. Being a commercial real estate advisor, I know what contracts look like. I know how to speak to government contracts, but I also know, what budget is. I can speak to that. I have a fiduciary responsibility to the real estate as well as with the school board as well. So I understand that. But why I'm here, first off, I went to a trade school, Milwaukee Technical Trade. Loved it. I was a graduate of class of 99. So the construction background for me is already embedded in me. My son graduated from Rufus King, proud parent of that. And please understand, him being a graduate of King was a privilege that a lot of parents don't have. And I say that because of the networking that I had to do and the prepping that I had to do to get him there. Um, my professional, like I said, commercial real estate advisor, also entrepreneur, real estate investor as well. So I come from a background of business savvy. And right now, and something I haven't done in the past to toot my own horn. I was so humble. Right now, I'm just taking it all off.
Good.
Because I need for people to know
Yeah.
if this is the candidate I'm choosing to go with, I need them to know why.
Yeah.
Indefinitely as to why. I don't want to speak on, what I've done in the past or what could be or what I feel or what I think. I need to speak on what's present and how I can deliver the outcomes that are needed.
Okay. So when you say you are running for school board, you said director.
Yeah, school
right?
board director.
School board director of District 3.
Of District 3.
Okay.
Of course.
How many other districts are there?
Yes.
And how important is it that your voice is representing this particular district?
Got you. So there's a board. The board consists of 9 directors.
Okay.
As you know, District 3 that I'll be a part of. My voice in this for my constituents, for my students, for my parents, for my the business community in District 3. Unfortunately, they haven't been heard, and the follow through hasn't been there. So I'm not going to take away from the incumbent right now, Saquana Taylor, who's stepping down, because I haven't spoken to her, and I know she's probably had some great things and initiatives started. Okay. So what I want to do is just at least 1 or 2 of those initiatives, finish those out and start on my own.
Okay.
But I'm just showing that respect to the person who was already there before me. So I'm not trying to step on toes, but I first off want to be the champion and need to be the champion because of my stance. My stature is huge. I'm a big guy, but my voice, my reach, and my work is even bigger. That's the biggest thing that I want to stand on. Okay. Is my commitment.
So what is the responsibility of the director on the school board? Like what are their responsibilities?
So great question. Still learning because there's a lot of it. Okay. But just on a surface level, just as a board director, as a school leader, I have the responsibility to deliver tangible outcomes to the public, make it all known, make it transparent. In addition to speaking up for students, teachers, faculty, and also just the policies, speaking to policies, practice, procedures, all of those different things. So it's a lot to take in as a whole array of responsibilities, but that's just the basics of it.
Okay. So listen, Jamila Carney is right on. Thank you for the compliment on my curls, Mom. I appreciate that. But she right in, and when I tell you, we say active mom, active parent, you get what I'm saying? Like she shows up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not just to the school, but to the school board meetings. Like she be on deck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she shows up and she has a question and she says, what are your top 3 priorities as it relates to student, teachers, and staffs of MPS?
Absolutely. So workforce engagement, career pathways to success, and re-engaging men and fathers to be more active in the schools. And I say that because workforce, clearly, students, college is not for every student. And I think oftentimes we've been pumping that for so long, we haven't properly prepared each student for college. You may get a full scholarship, and that's great. But where's the support after you get there? So many people drop out their first year, their first semester, because of not having the proper support. Okay. So once again, how do we prepare students who don't want to go to college? What are their alternatives? What are their options? I'm all about apprenticeships. Something that was so huge for us 10, 15, 20 years ago. Like people, they frown upon the trades, but trades is the foundation of this country. Every structure we sit in, every piece of furniture we sit on, that comes from trades,
right?
IT work, all of that. So I'm offering opportunities to build the collaboration and partnerships with the Harley Davidsons, with the Miller Coors, with the Snap-ons, with the Briggs and Stratton. Those conversations need to be made. It's already a partnership that MPS has with We Energies for students who don't want to go to college. Let's get them ready to transition from being a high school student to being now an employee. What does that look like? I mean, for me graduating, I couldn't even, to sit in a space for 8 hours, I was like, what the hell was going on? I had like an anxiety attack because I didn't know what to do. But I'm like, 40 hours a week, this is the real world. Nobody prepared me for the real world.
I understand that completely.
Even at home. So for our boys, Male representation is real, but more importantly, Black representation is real. Not just on the board, but just in large. Our boys need to see us men.
Mm.
They need to see us doing positive things, but also we need to be the bridge for them. I know I can't reach every audience, and I'm not trying to. I know my lane and I know my space. So for the ones that can speak to, the streets, or the ones that can speak to, whatever it is, let's all get together, because the common goal is the same: to help our boys to be better fathers as they grow up, to be better providers, protectors of their community and then women in their lives, and also just be better stewards. But the men, we need to show that example on a day-to-day. And that's one of the key things, bringing the men and fathers back engaged so that students feel safe in school, so that the teachers and the staff feel even safe, that the women feel safe, but also those who cannot connect, because there's a disconnect with women and boys dealing in some capacity. Let me send you to Mr. Anderson. Let me send you to, Mr. Smith down the hall, because I really can't relate to the issue that you may have. And that's okay. And that's okay. So, but re-engaging and having the men coming back, and of course, that's a process in itself to make sure that we're not having, pedophiles in school. So it's a process in delivering that, but we need to establish that, because the women, I will give my hands down to the women. Women in the education space do a great job, a wonderful job, but it's flooded with women. There needs to be a balance, no different than having that masculine and feminine energy. It needs to be a balance, and that's what's missing, the balance.
There needs to be balance, and you believe that you will help to bring that balance.
Absolutely, to restore that balance, because it was there before.
Okay.
And that's why I say nothing that I'm talking about or even doing is new. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel in no capacity, because so many programs currently exist. We just don't have the follow through. That's what's been missing, a follow through, the execution piece, I should say. But there's nothing new that I can say that I want to champion and do. No. I'm all about the things that I've mentioned: the workforce engagement, the career pathways, and re-engaging the men and fathers. Wherever those areas are, those committees, those boards, holding those individuals accountable. Why hasn't this been something that's been known to the public on a larger scale?
Understood. So I just wanted to make sure that, Jimmy, I see your comment, your question. I'm going to get there.
Yes.
But you mentioned workforce engagement. Thank you, Crystal, for jumping right in and highlighting these points. Okay.
Yes.
So in a day and age where, and excuse the term, everybody, mama, their uncle, their cousins, wants to be a quote unquote entrepreneur. Everybody, mama, their uncle, their cousins wants to own their own business, whatever the case may be. How do you plan to encourage the idea, one, that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, whatever the case may be, and that there is a different type of stability that being involved in the workforce, that entrepreneurship may not bring to the table for you?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? How do you plan to make it more attractive, or not more attractive than entrepreneurship, but more attractive than what it's been made right now? Because right now it's getting the gas face.
Absolutely, it is. And unfortunately, it's put a bad light on it. First off, I'm all about exposure. The earlier we're able to expose our children, our youth, our students to different career fields, the better they are. So all we do as a parent, I have no control over my child growing up. All I was able to do is guide him.
Right.
And that's the thing. We need to guide them. As adults, we go through professional development courses and figuring out career fields. Why does that mindset change when we're talking to our students? They're young adults. They're going to be in our place. So providing that space, professional development, even etiquette courses, that's missing. Just the basic soft skills, that's missing.
They took home ec out of school, and then this happened.
See, home ec isn't taken out. We just don't have the staff to fill it.
Are you serious?
I kid you not.
So
home ec still exists.
Home economics.
Home economics.
It's still an option.
It's still an option. Yes.
In the MPS
school system.
But there is no one to.
There's a shortage. First off, there's a shortage of teachers.
Right? I'm glad to hear you say that. Like, so what other, do you know of any other options that people say they took this out? There's not this no more. You know what I'm saying?
The trade still exists, not in all schools, but some. One being, and I'm gonna give credence to North Division. They have a whole wood shop that's not even being utilized, but they don't have the staff to fill it. So it still exists. Home ec still exists. Even coding, it exists in a lot of schools. They just don't have the staff to fill them. So what do? We have over 250 vacancies with teachers. How do we retain these teachers? What do we need to do outside of pay? Because it's not all about money with every teacher. They need the resources and some support. That's what's missing, the support. And not just on a professional development side, but support for me in a classroom setting. Make sure that me as a teacher, that I have, the allotted time to teach, opposed to being a parent, being a doctor, being like, they have so many hats to wear. So how can they effectively do their job?
Interesting. I'm loving to hear that. So let's go right to Jamila's question. I saw it. Here it is. She says, what will you do to recruit men to serve in paid positions outside of safety and security?
Absolutely. So the recruitment is working with organizations. Just one that recently, and I don't want to name them just yet, that I just recently became a member of. So being a fraternal brother as well, being a member of a fraternal organization, there's a lot of men in the education space, but like myself, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that. Let's do it together collectively. So to make it more attractive, because for education space, for me, for whatever reason, they don't deem it as attractive. But ultimately, if I want to be a role model to our young boys, and even if my son is out of school, and a lot of people would say, I don't have no child in school, so it's not my fight no more. It is, because we're aging out and they're coming up. So your fight still should be a part of the students in MPS. It needs to be there. But to make it more attractive, it's talking about the benefits outside of, once again, it's not just the money that's attractive, the change that you're going to make, because it's needed, the impact that you have. We all have nephews, with mentors in some capacities, with coaches in some capacities. But just think, if we added all our resources on one table, our reach would be even greater. And it's not about it's not about me. It's not my pride and my ego. It's a team effort, man. It's a team effort. So in making this more attractive to men, is be having these conversations and taking ego off the table. Because as we all know, unfortunately, it exists. Pride exists. It's about me, man. No. I work with men who understand the same mission as I do. It's not about me. We're basing everything about outcomes, measurable outcomes, so that our women feel safer and that these boys who are becoming men are more productive citizens in their communities.
Like you hit home on a whole lot of spaces there for me personally. One, I don't have any children in school. I don't have any children, period. So the children that I've reared are all adults at this point. So telling me that, which is why I was like, aside from you being my brother, I was like, maybe I need to find out a little bit more about what's happening in the MPS system. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that I want to be more involved. You know what I'm saying? Why? That I care to not be disconnected from it. You know what I'm saying? If there's room for me to make some type of influence or whatever the case may be, because you think about that. My kids out of school, I got to deal with MPS no more. And then it has such a negative, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word to say? I can't remember the name. Can't remember where I'm going. It's just the idea of MPS. Has such a negative association with it.
It does.
People think about MPS and they get frustrated, they get irritated. They do, yes. Everybody turn up their nose and all these things, whatever the case may be. And as soon as we can, we all want to disconnect.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So how can you encourage, let alone women, because we, us being nurturers and carers, whatever.
Absolutely.
So you telling me that you have an idea to put to play that is going to get men who are quote unquote favorably absentee.
Absolutely right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just saying overall.
That's true.
Get them. You have something in play that you're going to be willing to get them involved.
Yes.
I think that's wonderful, because I believe that is missing.
Yes.
But I think that's also missing in our community, and I think this is a great first step.
Absolutely.
Getting them involved in this part in the education system, I believe would help to encourage them in the community as a whole. I think, sometimes the doors appear to be closed, or, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of sharp glass on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Boys ain't like, man, anybody cutting themselves up to get through there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can we clear out the path to make it a little smoother? So, but I believe if you turn up the heat, you know what I'm saying? You turn up the heat a little bit, the ice. I mean, the glass do what? It'll melt and come smooth, right? Let's do it.
With that, so I'm a member of the Milwaukee Reentry Council.
Okay.
I'm huge. I'm a huge advocate on just, that second chance. Why don't we give that same hand to our students, giving them second chances? We're quick to say, oh, he's wrong. Listen, how many times have you had to be forgiven for things that you've done growing up.
All right then.
But then we say, no, we were different. Okay, the generation before us can say the same thing too.
Right.
So who's going to be a part of the change, to be that agent of change, to make something happen?
How did you become so like literally deathly passionate about helping these children? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, I've been in youth development since I was a teenager, and at some point I was like, you know what? I just can't deal with y'all parents.
Right.
I can't, you know. So you make a career change, and it's not that your heart changes.
Right.
It's just you got to move to a space of safety.
Of course.
Because I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? How whatever, but you still like, and the entire time I've known you, they'll be like, nope, we here, and we're gonna make changes in these children's lives, and we're gonna make an impact.
Of course.
And it's going to it's always been that, and it's always so big, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like, and I commend you and I applaud you for, you know, sticking to your guns on this. And then like really like now, like you know what? Okay, I've been in the background. I've been doing this for so long. I want you to see me doing it.
I need you to see me.
I need to be an example, like a visual example, so you can see it. No more questions about what it looked like. I'm gonna show you. That's so commendable, sir.
Thank you.
So commendable. Prince Daniel says, is it a budget for the shortages?
So the budget for 2023 has already been allocated.
Okay.
Now, moving forward, getting on the board, you know, come after April 4th, and I'm manifesting right now.
Come on, I hear you. Come on, let's do it.
Once I become that new board director of District 3.
Okay.
Going over the agenda for moving forward 2024. So budgeting. What's not working? And I'm just speaking in general terms right now. We know what a budget is. There's a budget even when there's no expenses, because no money coming in, but we have monthly expenses just as a homeowner, or just, you know, taking care of bills.
Lord,
so if we could figure out, or not even figure out, because we know what's not working, and let's take from that particular fund and put it over here. Once again, it's not about what I think is best or it's what's doing what's right. So on that budget piece, there is funds, but it's just finding where can we allocate those funds to this other program. That's it. That's all. But, and once again, in having partnerships, there's other agencies who will fund programs with MPS too. And that's where a lot of parents and people in general don't know as well. So there's an array of partnerships, but unfortunately, the ball has been dropped, whether it be through leadership, chain command, or just individuals who felt like, you know what, I'm tired of it. I'm walking away. And they didn't give the information to nobody else. That needs to end.
That's so dope, dude. Like, you are so like committed to collaboration.
Very much so.
You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that is going to help make a difference in what we've been seeing so far?
That collaboration piece is so vital. Once again, I'm going to take it to us as adults. There's nothing in life that we've done on our own. I hate the term self-made. No individual is ever self-made. Not one. I'm not great at doing everything. So what I do, Patrice, can you? Hey, Blow, do you mind? Hey, Natumbe, would you? Hey, AC, can you? No, I need other people who are great at my weaknesses. So that collaboration piece is vital. A lot of people, as we all know, in this platform right here, public speaking, the fear of it, what it does to individuals.
Right.
If I'm great at that, but you have a message you want delivered, we're collaborating.
Right.
I need for you to be the voice. No problem. But our vision aligns, that's all that matters. There's no big eyes or little U's in this. Collaboration is needed. That support system is needed. That piece of that teamwork is needed on all fronts, but it takes away if I interject my own personal pride of how I feel and what I think. As I said in this space, and I will continue, what I feel and what I think doesn't matter. It doesn't, because that's all emotion-based. If I'm driven by emotion to make decisions on a board, first off, I'm doing a disservice to those that elected me to be in this seat because it's a privilege, not a right.
Okay.
No, they need to be based off evidence, data, statistics that I need research on and study on that most people don't want to do. The research, the study. It takes a hell of a lot of time and commitment to be away, not only away from your family, but other things that you probably want to do. But once again, I said I want to do this, and this requires my time to do it. So I could be effective, not just for me today, but for 10 plus years down the road.
Indeed. I love that. Like you, and not only are you thinking about right now, you forward thinking, like
very much
we'll
so.
Put some things into play that it's going to be some longevity in place.
It's needed.
It is needed. It's desperately needed. I will say that.
If we're talking about once again, I'm huge on academics.
Mm-hmm.
Being a spoken word artist, loving write, that's been my vehicle for so long, my ability to write. Reading right now, 14% of our students in this entire MPS students are reading at proficient level right now. Only 14%. That's horrible. 14%.
It is. 14% is not a great number.
8% is only at or proficient at math. 8 as an entire district. That's horrible. So that means what? That means we're failing.
Yeah, greatly.
That means we're failing. And
greatly.
Once again, open enough and honest enough to say that we're failing, but not to speak on, to stand on the negative. If we're failing, what are we going to do about it? What are the changes that need to be made? And that's what I'm working on, the changes to institute. Once again, nothing that I need to reinvent the wheel with. It's programs that already exist, but just holding those committees accountable, holding those people to execute. That's what I do best. And solidifying deals on the real estate end, you hold people accountable, but you also set out a plan, due diligence. This is the process of this, and this is how we're able to do it. If you're buying a property or selling a property, this is what it is. You need to explain to the people the process so they can have a better understanding and building that trust. If nothing else, there's no foundation that we can work on if there's no trust right there. So for me, I want to build that trust, not just because I feel like I deserve it. I don't deserve anything. Make me earn it. Make me earn it like I've done everything in my life because I appreciate it more.
Right.
No, don't pick me because I like him. No, what do you like about me? Forget the man. Look at my work. My resume is impeccable.
It is. You better come on, sir.
Hey, it's a change.
Come on, sir. I see you, bro. I see you. I'm just saying, there's a whole other side of it. Y'all, Darryl, like, I'm just doing the best that I can.
No,
even his massive stature, he still be like, I'm just working the best that I can, and trying to make sure that we're all. He be like, but today he like, listen,
no.
I do this.
I do it.
Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user. Y'all know I'm going to call you Facebook user until you tell me who you are. So Facebook user said, what does that mentorship or encouragement look like for high school and middle school children?
So the mentorship, man, once again, the partnerships exist. One Way Fatherhood Initiative, so the mentorship, like all of these programs exist. They really do. It's just, once again, the execution piece and having others stand on the neck of those who implemented these certain initiatives. That is it. That is all. And I will continuously say that it's just making these people and holding them accountable. And I say these people, those that are in charge in those spaces who I don't know as of yet. And that has been my research, finding out, because there's so many programs that I've been finding and looking up. So many programs. One being, there's a program for students to receive their CNA license for free, CBRF for free, CDL training for free. Like, this exists already within MPS. This already exists. This policy exists.
So you're telling me that these students can come out ready to pass meds,
ready to pass,
ready to do healthcare already, and ready to get on the road as truck drivers
at 18, 19 to make 6 figures a year out the gate. Absolutely.
And no one is talking about these.
Once again, where's the access? How do they know about it?
Exactly.
So this exists already.
Disseminating that information is crucial.
And this is me just uncovering the layers, peeling back the layers of what already exists. Because you'll hear so many people having the same talking points. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's not about what you want to do. Tell me what exists and how can you make it better? I just want to improve what's already there. I like to keep things simple. I'm not a complicated man. I'm very short on words because I want my work to prove all that I say. That's what speaks for me. My work, not my words, my work.
I received that, and it's coming from a writer, a performing artist. That's a whole heavy statement. I'm just saying, you understand me?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So coming from a writer, a spoken word artist, you know what I'm saying? An actor, you know what I'm saying? For you to say, not my words, but my work.
My work. Listen,
I know we'll get there, but I'm just saying, golly,
no problem.
That's a heavy ass statement. That's a statement. If you, as a writer, as a spoken word artist, as an actor whose livelihood is their words.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? And it's not your words, but your work.
My work.
So that's heavy, bro. That's heavy. Someone asked, how do we know to have them be employees or entrepreneurs? And before you respond to that, I have a question. So because I, as an entrepreneur, You get what I'm saying? And at some point in time, whatever we understand that entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
Right.
It look good until it goes down, yo.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? And the amount of work that goes into being an entrepreneur, a business owner, like these are different levels of it. You understand what I'm saying? Entrepreneur, business owner, boss, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, corporation, CEO, there's levels. However, how do you know if a child or a young person, young adult should be an employee or an entrepreneur? You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give you some room on that, and then I'm gonna come back to that because I have some more feet on that too. Because baby, everybody ain't everybody.
It's not. And to answer that question, how should I? I'm not here to condemn. I'm not here to take away or to kill a dream to say what a student should or should not do.
Let's go.
I'm here just to offer the information. That's what determines. You can provide all the resources to me, but if I don't put in the work, that's what does it, the work. So being an adult, we've been provided resources, and so many of us are lazy. So many of us are procrastinators. So I'm not about to make the decision for a life, on a life of a child to determine is he or she great to be an employee or an entrepreneur, because ideas change. Our experience in life shapes us to roll in different facets and be in different places. So at 18 years old, no, I didn't have the mindset to be an entrepreneur. But when I became 25 and 28, I seen the world. I got a taste of, listen, I can do this. I have resources available to me. No, I want to take on now the entrepreneurship. And what does that look like? Having that resource. So providing the resources to them, having surveys, one being curriculum based, the best practices. First off, we got to put things into practice, from practical to practice, because it look good on paper, but also let's do some shadowing. You know, we know who the biggest, Fortune 500 companies are here in Milwaukee. Let's do the tours of the facilities, which we can do, that MPS have access to do
all the time.
But also now on the flip side, let's reach out to some of the biggest and even some of the up and coming entrepreneurs and hear from them on what it took for them to make it here, the sacrifices they had to make, the challenges, the support. And I scream about support because that is needed on whatever side in life. That support system is needed. But to be a business owner and to operate regularly, to know what your financial budget is, to know what inventory looks like. I mean, it's so much. I also know as well,
baby,
planning that 5-year projection plan and having funds available. What does that look like? How do you pay yourself? What is the LLC? Like, all is so proprietary. So having these conversations that even a lot of adults don't understand. I would never condemn a child to say he or she is not fit to be an entrepreneur or an employee, but I will offer the resources for them to make the decision.
And I'm so glad to hear you say that. And that's why I'm gonna let you I'm gonna give you room to breathe it. And then I was hoping you said that, because the only way for them to know, the only way for us to know is you gotta explore it. You gotta experience it.
Practice.
You gotta put it into practice. You don't just wake up and be like, I'm gonna be a business owner.
No,
you don't know.
No,
you don't even know. Especially if you did that, then the young lady or the young man that's at Cousins wouldn't know the register.
What did it already?
You know what I'm saying? The truth of the matter is, we all had regular jobs. My first job was Cousin. I was cashier. You know what I'm saying? And then going from there to figuring out what the next step was, I was all the way. I had been working and become an executive assistant in the development office at Marquette University before I even decided, I'm probably gonna work for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who walk away from an executive position at Marquette University to exchange services to learn entrepreneurship?
But I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Are we prepared in our younger years? Were we prepared to take risks or prepared to be employees?
I was prepared to be an employee.
We were prepared to be employees.
I was prepared to be an employee.
So why not change that narrative and prepare our children to take risks? But to be calculated, intentional.
You like it, don't you?
How do we do this? That's what needs to be changed.
To teach them
that narrative.
Come on, show them, Darryl.
That's it. That's all. And once again, I'm not saying nothing new, but what I am going to do that's different is make it happen. It's not hard. And my outcomes, people are like, well, I can't reach everybody. You don't need to reach everybody. If I could reach that one who's connected to 10, who's connected to 20, that's the ripple effect. That's the ripple effect. That's all that matters. I planted the seed, and he or she took it and now morphed it into something that was greater and better.
Facebook user said they couldn't have answered those questions any better.
Thank you.
That's it. That exposure. I need to show you what it looked like. Give you the opportunity to make the choice.
That's it.
But you don't know these things. How do you know that you don't like my chicken legs? I'm not trying to be funny.
Right. I get you.
But we're gonna break it down all the way simple.
Yeah.
The simplest thing. How do you know if you prefer Coke or Pepsi?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a difference, but there's only one way to find out.
There's only one way.
You know what I'm saying? There's only one way to know.
And excuse me,
yes,
but
sir.
I think a lot of times in life, we don't highlight our failures enough. We're quick to talk about our accomplishments. You know how many times I failed? I've got booed. I was told I wasn't good enough. Like, those are things that our young people need to hear more about. Those stories. I'm not as polished. I didn't come like this. That took time. That took some hurt.
Come on.
That took some grit.
Come on.
But here I am, the ability to bounce back through it all to show that connection. Man, I've been foreclosed on. I've had repossessions. I'm a man. I'm human. But I didn't stay there. But having these conversations and talks, not just with our students, but also as a difference, for being a classroom leader and being a school board leader.
Yeah.
The leadership that's on my shoulders is carried for the entire district, not just District 3, but I embody the presence of MPS as a whole.
I received that.
As a whole.
So that's my question. Like, because that's why in the very beginning I said, how many other people are?
Yeah.
Because votes have to happen.
Votes definitely have to happen.
So
yes.
this is where I'm going with that. Okay.
Yes.
So if it's 9 of y'all, right?
Yes.
And you are one of 9.
I'm one of 9.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to have such a strong foundation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That you can convince 5 of them.
5. That's right. Majority rules. Thank you. That's right.
5 of them to be like,
right.
We gonna go with the Darryl plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whatever that is, we're gonna do it because it's not just a one thing. So back to that collaborative effort.
Yes.
Back to the collaborative idea. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this is the plan. This is the idea. And my voice is strong enough. My work has shown that when we put these things into play, I got evidence, evidence-based results. You know what I'm saying? That's going to show if we do this, if we offer this, if we implement that. And I'm saying these things, I'm saying use the word implement because it's already in play.
It's already
there. We need to utilize this, and these are the results that we can expect.
That's it.
And then you can your what's the word I'm looking for? Your energy, your voice, your presence. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Your work ethic. You know what I'm saying? All that it precedes you.
Absolutely.
And so when you show up and they be like, okay, so this young man know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that you're new, so you're better.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You have evidence-based results.
That's it.
And these particular, that's what I'm talking about right here.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. And I think it's important that you're saying, like, you're hitting so many dope points that I think a lot of parents missed. And I swear I wish you was running when I was actively involved.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the parents that I work with needed to hear this. You know what I'm saying? They needed to, 1, feel like they were not alone.
Right.
2, that someone was trying to do something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To put these things into play. Like entrepreneur, with 2023, everybody want to be an entrepreneur. That's just the way, whether they're YouTube famous or YouTube business owners or however the business comes about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? However, I think it's very important to not forget. This is why I said, how do you make it justifiable to exchange back into the value in the workforce? If you don't have workforce, we don't have any businesses.
Absolutely.
If we don't have a workforce, people to actually carry out, and it's not nothing to, those jobs are not nothing to be ashamed of.
Not at all.
Like some of these jobs are like the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? And how do you restore that type of pride? You know what I'm saying? Or acceptance it's dope to be the person, I'm the first point of contact.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's a great thing. How do we restore that?
So coming from trades, as we all know, men and women, because we're both a part of that construction space in so many facets. But speaking for myself, it feels good to know when you build something, I did that. So how do I make that attractive? probably 90% of our students will become homeowners. And as we all know, it's very expensive to be a homeowner. So if you can cut costs on something that you can fix, that's rewarding. To know that I can install this, or you know what, I know how to lay the floors because I did this class, and no, that feels good. And it's also knowing that I was able to save a few dollars in my pocket,
Facts.
outside of paying my mortgage every month and my insurance. But just having that feeling of I did this. This is an accomplishment that nobody can take away from me.
That's beautiful, bro.
Can nobody take this away from me because I did this, and because I was prepared. If we prepare our students, and we know in the past that was part of my biggest speaking points. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So we need to better prepare not just our students, but ourselves.
Yes.
A lot of adults shouldn't be in a position to give advice. In so many career fields and so many educational spaces too. I'm just being honest.
That was perfect though.
I'm being honest.
Yes, that is true. There's some folks out here that should be
quiet. And I live by that adage, be quick to listen and slow to speak.
Let's go.
That's why I walk in spaces I'm observant, because I need to know the audience. I need to know, first off, can I even relate to what's going on? And what I have to say, does it really matter? Or do I just want to speak just to be heard? No, sit back. Regardless of how long I've been in this space, I've been in, once again, commercial real estate for quite some time. I don't know all the ins and outs. Not at all. I don't know every key player. Not at all. But when I'm walking those spaces that are unfamiliar, I sit back and listen. I will forever remain a student. I'm a student of this right here, being in this MPS space, running for the school board director space. I am a student, not coming from the background of education, because I didn't give myself enough credit early on, because I would always start off, I'm not an educator. I am. I'm an expert at what I do. I'm an expert in my career path that I've chosen. I'm an expert in delivering and talking and having engaging in conversations with the youth on both sides, as well as adults. I know how to do this. Managing relationships, building those relationships, making them flourish, understanding it's not always about the money. It's the relationship that's most important to me. That's lifelong, and that's life changing. So even when we talk about contracts, where's the money? If you know how to fundraise, we can make the money come. If we know how to partnership, we can make the money happen. But what is your vision? Are you in it just for the money? Or are you in it just for, hey, Channel 6, here I am. It's my face. Oh, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. So when I was once again told, listen, Darryl, this is something, I just ran. I took the opportunity. I took it. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Did I know everything? Nope. Am I learning? Yep. Did I endure some hurdles and still working through some barriers? Yep. But in this space, I know this is my purpose right now. This is my purpose. And even if I don't win, and which is a fluke, I'm still committed to the process.
Facts.
My work will not stop.
Come on now.
It won't. There's other boys and young girls who need to hear this message and also need somebody to pour into them.
Yes.
We know the story. So many of us come from single parent households. So I know what it feels like to be let down. Man, I don't want to let no child down if I can help it.
Right.
Nah, let alone myself.
See, when I see so many points, I be trying to document them. Next time I have a notepad.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But like so many points. You mentioned earlier on trait, and just figuring out a way to reactivate, or figure out what's the word I'm looking for, placement and for the trades to get to re-engage.
Yes.
Not to be funny, I mean this from a wholehearted position. As a woman,
yes,
you get what I'm saying? I feel like, I was lucky enough that my stepdad taught me to drywall, because I do a couple tantrums. He was like, "You gonna fix it," but nonetheless,
right.
So no matter why I learned, I did. Okay, I did.
Absolutely.
How I feel some kind of way. This, and maybe it's the generation I was brought up in. When I see a young man, I don't care if a man anyway, older than me,
yes,
or younger than me, but old enough to pick up a tool. You understand what I'm saying? That don't know how. You know what I'm saying? A drill.
Yeah. That
don't know difference between a bit, who cannot hammer a nail.
Yeah.
Who don't know how to use a sight. You know what I'm saying? The little who won't change a tire, who don't want to pump gas, the little things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hang the picture, sir.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not in the wood piece, in the brick. You know what I'm saying? little stuff.
Right.
I feel some kind of way about that, and I love the fact that you're talking about reintroducing these trades. You change the oil, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel some kind of way about these skills, the skill set being removed
Right.
from just an everyday. This is a part of
That's
survival,
everyday life. That's right.
you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm hopeful that once you take your seat, you know what I mean, that there'll be something that comes into play that will reenact or reopen or remake available.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? It's these types of things. I know you're a very proud student of tech.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever trades you learn there. And I just think that those are so many. The little details of that are so important.
Very
like,
much
we miss
so.
that.
We do, and it's needed. Once again, just we talk about the trades, just being a mechanic, and not just on auto, but aviation. Our children are not exposed to that. That is a great career field. Once again, making tremendous amount of money, but when being introduced to it, that's it. I just want to be the introduction. That's all I can do is lead you, as we all say.
It's just the exposure of
Just
get you outside
exposure.
of these little 6 blocks.
That's it. To get you talking, to get your parents talking, and now ideas are starting to come. Now we're having a conversation over dinner of, you know what, Mom, this is probably something I want to do. Hey, Dad, this is something I want to explore. That's the conversation that's missing. Not the phone. IT will always be here, absolutely. But even IT is not just within the phone.
Right.
It's
IT. Entire network.
It's exactly.
Entire networks.
You know, so much more than just being on social media, being the next influencer. But even with that, they're not talking about the ugly side of it, how long it took, the amount of time, the resources, the money. Like, no. We see the polish, we see the finished product. We never see the rough draft. I want you to see the rough draft of me as well as the polished piece of me.
Good afternoon, Carmilla Stevens, D-Rock. But what? He said, you got my vote. Then he said, dot. Then he said, but.
Yes.
So, but what? We're waiting on that.
Yes,
the but for that. So I like these things. Let me ask this, because there are so many children. We start talking about the advancements, like the household is upside down when it comes to exposure to what's new and what's the up and coming. You know what I'm saying? The younger people are way more advanced than their parents were. And at least our parents were able to introduce us to some things. You get what I'm saying? And now they so far ahead of the parents in the household. Like, parents are completely disconnected from what's happening. Is there going to be something available, or is there something available, like this quote unquote new math that everybody's talking about? And I can only call it that because I don't have any children.
Okay.
So that he said it's a new math that'll help to get the parents the opportunity so that they can offer, information, exposure, and not look like and this is not, these are very unkind words, but I don't have nothing else on top of my head right now. Not look dumb to their kids.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of parents don't engage because they look uneducated to their children, or look less than, and now they feeling some kind of way to their children. Is there something available that offers the parents an opportunity to not be that?
know the tutoring don't just extend to students, it extends to the parents too.
Interesting.
Yes. It's tutoring for parents as well, so they can help their children with their homework.
How about that?
Once again, I'm not standing on nothing new, because new doesn't necessarily mean better. So I'm not introducing nothing new. I'm not anything new. I'm just reinforcing what's already there. That's what I want to take that lightly, the reinforcer, the enforcer, I should say. But that's essentially what I would be, the enforcer.
I like it.
I mean, for real. That's what's missing. That's what's needed.
I like it.
A man that's holding other men accountable. That's what's missing. And all levels, from the household to the community.
Come on.
If we want to go to the city, if we go high, like, that's really what's missing. Men holding other men accountable.
This is a great.
If I had a brother sit down and talk to me about something and call me on my shortcomings, I can't do nothing but, you're right, bro. Because his tone was respectful and so was his delivery, because we have that admiration for each other.
Okay.
If that's already set, I can't do nothing but honor that. And thank you for noticing I was falling off the wagon, because you cared enough to tell me what I was doing wrong or what I wasn't doing enough of. That's care. That's like discipline. I discipline you because I care about you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up for me by letting me know that ain't even you. You're probably going through something, but I just want to let you know this is what you're not doing. But when I see you at your full, this is where you at. So you lacking in some space, but I need you to get back right. Thank you. Thank you.
And these are again new to me because I'm not a man.
Right.
So these are conversations that men have.
Yes, these are conversations
lacking.
that men have that
Okay.
are lacking. In addition to these are conversations that we're lacking to have with our young, up and coming new leaders as
Okay.
well. Yes.
And these conversations you feel are essential.
Oh, not feel, I know
Okay.
are essential
Okay.
to our growth. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And this ties into your position in the school board. How?
Yeah. So I'm glad you pointed to two. So one being with the students to draw the connection, but also being a professional. Now I can talk the language of connecting with the youth, but now let's get to the business. So how do we do that? Once again, if knowing my area, so being in real estate, procurement in any capacity, if you are an entrepreneur, you really want to get, and we're talking about contracts with any place dealing with construction, you want to talk to the person that's over the procurement department. That's the money. That's where the contracts are handled. Those particular people, that's who you need to connect with. That's what I can speak to. I sat at a school board meeting where so many things were, passed, but one in particular, a contract dealing with construction. All board members voted aye. And for me sitting back, I'm like, nobody questioned how, first off, how was this particular business was chosen? And being so far out, why wasn't it accessible or provided to local business owners? Secondly, nobody could speak to the scope of work. Like, damn, they're giving all this money away to a company who say they may or may not can do. But if you have somebody like me that could speak to the construction side of it, but not just construction, because that's only one area, you know how much money that will be saved that can then be placed elsewhere? To speak to business contracts dealing with building, maintenance, and facilities. Construction is always happening within MPS, always. But just imagine how much money is frivolously thrown away because nobody can speak to that part. Who has a construction background to speak to that? And it's not a knock, but they're all educators, and that's great. But if you're not an educator in this lane that I'm in, but whether it be real estate or construction, you can't speak heavily or decide on should this or should this not be something we should do.
So where's your district?
District 3. So District 3, East 6th Street, west of 58th, south of Center, all the way north to Villard.
So Villard?
Yes, Villard. From Center to Villard and from 6th to 60th.
Oh, she's like, you just missed Edison. Because I was like, what the hell are they doing to that school?
So
I just drove past there. It's like, what the hell is going on? What's they doing?
There's a lot of empty schools.
I'm like, how and why? And they just stuffing everybody in the same school?
Yeah. There's a lot of empty schools that taxpayers are paying for.
Are we lacking educators? So we don't have a place to put we can't break the kids down because there's not enough place to teach them.
No, so it's not even lacking the educators with that piece. That's so just to give numbers. Mm-hmm. North Division, just off the top of my head, has capacity to fill up to 1,200 students. Mm-hmm. Right now, maybe 300 students, maybe 300 students. All that space, exactly, to only house 300 students.
Okay.
I just want to let that sit in.
That broke my heart.
Right.
Okay.
And that's a common theme, unfortunately. So it's not the
so are we lacking children?
Lacking children? No.
You understand what
there's
I'm
an abundance of children.
Now I got extra nervous.
There's an abundance of children.
Where are the kids at?
Right. So where are the kids at? And that's where the conversation comes in with the parents. Why are they taking their children out of MPS? Why are they fearful of MPS? Because honestly, and why do they think MPS is failing? Or what are the other choices, other schools that they sending their children to? Why? What is it? What is it that the other schools are providing? Whether it be choice or charter, what are they providing that MPS isn't?
Okay.
No, those are the questions to once again have to sit down in the conversations with parents.
Okay, because because I didn't even consider they were sending them to other districts like Brown Deer and whatever. I didn't even think about that. I'm like, where are the kids at?
Yeah.
because it didn't even process, like it didn't process that way. I'm like, so they're just in other districts,
Absolutely.
basically. And so why not keep the systems or to keep the schools large with small space? I mean, with small numbers, whatever the case may be, and then specialize the engagement.
So
I'm just asking.
Right. So to keep them small, that's of course we would love all class sizes to be less than 20. That's ideal in most cases. But to do that, you got to have enough teachers and staff to do that.
Okay.
You got to have enough
in that
staff.
capacity.
In that capacity
is where we're missing staff.
Absolutely. We're missing staff tremendously.
Okay.
And just making, graduates, college graduates, to make them look at education as being a noble profession again.
It used to be, they just apparently everybody is really concerned about the amount of dollars.
It is. And I mean, honestly, we can't be mad because everybody needs to survive and live. So
why are the pay budgets so low?
Yeah, that's another one that's on my plate too.
Okay.
The very person who's educating our children, why they're not receiving adequate pay to provide for their own families. Because they put in the time and effort to get these degrees, to get the certifications, and now dealing with behavior issues that were once a thing of the past. We didn't have that 10, 20 years ago as it is today. The mental health aspect of it all too. Mm-hmm. So why they're not paid more, that's part of my fight. And wondering why. But it was thrown on the table. It was proposed before at minimum 50 grand. It was shot down. It's a board. Understand?
Okay. So D-Rock said his butt is they will fight you to lock our babies up, not to help the kids lock them up. Let's make it happen. I'm on the team.
Listen, and I think just in this climate, we all know there's profit in poverty. Like, these conversations are not being had enough.
Right.
That's profit in poverty. So with all the money that's coming in, so for one, that was a little over $1.3 billion, after during the COVID relief to MPS.
Okay.
Where's the money? Where's it going? How's it, spread out to what areas? So the funding is there. Even just Governor Evers, I think it was, I want to say a little over 190 million pumped back into MPS. So the money is not the question. The money is
just being poorly allocated.
That's it. Where is it going? Where is it going?
Said, I see it right now. So let's make it happen. Because he is actually in the school.
Yes, I know.
So
yes,
he's like,
absolutely. And who better to know than boots on the grounds every day?
How about it? Facebook user says, what do those conversations look like, and how do we get those conversations started?
Conversations as in, excuse me.
Based on what we were just talking about. So this is to follow off on to, you answered it, but I'm just running around. How do we get those conversations started? Just kind of, you just did that.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, just one that I'm doing even right now with my board race, hosting talkback sessions. But it's not just to do a talkback after another talkback. Nope. We're going to have a talkback session and then some plan of action, but just having those conversations. But also keep in mind, every parent, every individual, every person is invited to attend school board meetings, Tuesdays and Thursdays, everybody. So the information is there, but do you have access to get there? Even you can't say you don't, because if you have a phone, it's online too. You can watch them in real time.
How about it?
Online. Yes. So, and they go over every agenda item. They have to. It's public record. Once again, we are elected officials.
Right.
Once again, it's a privilege for me to be in that space, but we are elected, so that means we have to make it known to the public. But if the public not doing their part on searching, I'm not just going to throw it to you. Like, there has to be accountability on the other side too. As a parent,
you
got to do more. You got to be more engaged.
I'm telling you, let me tell you that Jamila Kearney, baby.
And I'm not saying
I'm just saying she's an example of we show being engaged.
Absolutely,
she's an example of, hey, guess what?
I will say one, because I had a conversation with him with it's called DAC, District Advisory Council, full of parents and teachers. They showed up, and Jamila may be a part of that too. But I understand, and I definitely hear. I'm glad that she is. Others need to take a page out of her book.
Yeah. I'd like to see that, and I mean I know that there are always reasons and why you can't. Look, she said I will slide immediately. Listen, I saw yes you will. D-Rock said the
Nice.
students are in the smaller schools or not in school at all.
Yep.
Then someone's Facebook user said wouldn't a smaller classes benefit the student, and we addressed that.
Yes.
Tika Gross says facts, this generation is being set up for failure.
I will totally agree. Unfortunately.
D-Rock also says because the principals and the heads don't deal with the kids every day, get paid. The ones that do deal with kids all get the less. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So basically what he was saying is the principals and the people that don't deal with the children all get the bigger dollars, and the people who are dealing with them every day get paid less.
Now I'm gonna say something because I'm not gonna throw all principals in that bucket, because there's some principals who truly care, who honestly have nervous breakdowns because of the things that's going on at their schools. So it's a lot that care, but as he said, there's some who don't. And as we go higher up into administration, of course, I think people we forget to realize is take all of this, just take MPS out of it. It's still a business when it's all said and done. And anytime we talk about money, it comes greed. It comes scams. It's a part of the system. Of course. So how do I and people like-minded individuals, how do we change that system? And I know my 4-year term may not change everything, but I was about to say something, but I'm gonna start some stuff.
Say less.
I'm gonna start some stuff.
Yeah.
And I know those who I groom would do even more.
So how long is the term? You said it's 4 years.
Yes.
So basically, once you take this seat, speaking it into existence.
Absolutely.
You got 4 years to get the work in.
To do the work.
Okay.
To do the work.
Do you have the opportunity? Can you rerun?
Yes.
And you can just continue.
You can, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, as long as you're doing the work and the people, you know, they see the work, it's measurable. Yes, this is the person we're going with. Absolutely. But understand and know. So in starting this campaign race, which I'll say that's something I didn't know about, how divisive this is.
Okay.
So, and now entering into this realm of politics, I see a whole nother side of things. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Didn't know that. Now I know. Didn't know that. Now I know.
Facts.
But in this same space, in the same breath, I don't take it personal.
Okay.
I don't, because it's not about me. They're not attacking me. They're attacking the work that I'm trying to do. So I don't feel nothing personal about it, but I also know this is the game. This is the business side of it all. No different than in other spaces that I've been into. I've been, man, you know how much racism I've encountered being a commercial real estate advisor, being the only brother of 69 brokers in an office, the sarcasm, the jokes, you know, what's up, like, so for me to take that personal, yeah, right, I'm showing my hand. But what I do, let me holler at you in a minute. Let me talk to you. I know my size is intimidating, but I also know how to approach you in a manner to take it down, but also you will respect me as a man.
Okay.
The respect, no, I demand that. When I walk into any space, you will respect me. You ain't gotta like me, but you will respect me. And if nothing else, I want to show our boys, this is how you can command respect without being physical. You don't always have to be violent to command respect. Let your work speak for itself. Okay. Be a man of your word. Integrity is everything. And I'm not letting that slide for nothing to nobody. You never hear a story about, well, you know, Darryl, he gave into the, nope. I'd rather take a L before I do that. It won't happen.
Indeed. D-Rock said, not all, but most. We lose in an
absolutely.
We are burnt out.
Oh, yeah, and the burnout is real.
Yeah.
Even so, I met a teacher, won't say the school. They have, I forget the term, but it's a set of a certain amount of hours that's set aside for days like, I just don't feel like it today. My mental space, I can't do it today. And it don't go against them. It's just to check out. Like, I don't have enough energy to deal with the madness today. Like, damn, that's what it's come to. Like, I just don't feel like it. It's just too much for me. 18 fights in a day at school. What they do? Like, how is that happening? Bathrooms are lit up like we outside in a whole, smoke session.
Right.
Like, dang. What's going on? Who's dropping the ball on that? Because it's not just the principal. That's leadership.
Right.
But leadership starts at the top.
Right.
Leadership starts at the top. So once we start pointing fingers, let's point up where it should go, up top. Everything is a trickle-down effect.
Okay. Let me see. Prince said it seems like a lot of these educators are more interested in school to prison pipeline instead of helping these babies.
That is true. The prison pipeline is real, and the prison pipeline exists because so many of our students are only reading at a third grade level. That's why that exists.
Jeez.
But there's a difference between a reading teacher and an English teacher, and what's missing out of schools are reading teachers. Reading teachers is what's missing.
Okay.
To learn what syllables are.
That's definitely
phonics. You know, breaking down work, like that's what's missing.
Yeah, reading. We had a reading teacher.
English. Yeah, let's teach you about, you know, the language, the arts of it, you know, the history of, and we have that, but reading teachers we don't have enough of.
Right.
That's early education. Early education.
Right.
But I can't just put the blame on the reading teachers. That's the blame on the parent at home. Quit putting a device in front of your child. Quit putting the TV in front of your child. No, that takes time for you to sit down and read a book slowly. Or maybe you need help reading, and that's okay too. Admit that. There's resources for you as well. Like this whole process is learning for both. It's learning for both.
I remember when I was in school and it was opposite. Now, so there were the children who were disinterested in being there.
Yes.
And then there was everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And now it feels so reversed. You know, it's like everybody that's not interested in being there, and you got this handful of kids that's like, you know what? I'm trying to get in here, get my stuff. So it's the other way around. Like, what are some ideas? You know what I'm saying? Or is there a plan in place to help reignite the idea that school is just not a terrible place to be?
Yeah. Right. It's cool to be the class clown. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the other, literally, it's there used to be a handful of, that's why the Breakfast Club that came about, because it's a handful of kids that was causing disruption.
Right.
But now it's literally the other way around. It's so many more children who don't want to be there. They go there because they got to.
Right.
And then they get there and they come disengaged.
Yeah.
How do we get our children connect? Like if you take these same kids and put them in another school, they behave completely different.
They do.
How you take the same kid and remove? So what is happening that when they leave, now they like, oh, I'm interested. Oh, I know. You get what I'm saying? Or they're eager to share information, eager to learn, eager to help.
Right.
You take them out. So what is happening?
For one, and I'm just keeping it simple, the environment needs to change. So just the atmosphere of the classroom, like you being a designer, aesthetics means a lot.
Right.
That plays a big part in learning. If I look like my classroom look like a prison, I'm gonna react like I'm not being mean or harsh, but that's the reaction. That's what you're gonna get out of me. But if it's something that's colorful, you know, I'm seeing constantly affirmations and inspiration and figures on the wall that look like me, that's accomplished, I want to be there. But if we taking the students, you know, that want to be there and they can't really perform in these desert spaces, because that's what it is, should I be mad at the parent? Should I be mad at the parent for taking them out and putting them elsewhere so they can see their child exceed? Like, damn, they're not challenging him or her enough. Can I be mad as an educator? As a school board leader? No, I can't. Because you know you have the best interest of your child more so than I do.
Right.
This is yours. But what I can say is the environment doesn't provide them to flourish the way they need to.
Okay.
It doesn't.
So again, look, all the educators I know spend so much money out of
their own
pocket.
Absolutely.
With all this quote unquote dollars available.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Why it's like to the point where the federal government has made it tax write-offable. And I just made my own word.
Understood.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Make it so that it's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
If the money that you spend on your classroom. Are you serious? Are you getting paid to pour back into the classroom? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm paying you to decorate your classroom with the money that I'm paying you to be here.
Right.
But I don't understand any of that. Why are there no funds allocated for that?
Once again, dealing with the teachers, that's a part that I'm learning, and that's a part that I'm uncovering. And I've always hated that. For me as a teacher, I come out of my pocket, the same pocket that I'm receiving a check in to take care of my family. I'm taking out of the food, the care of my own to provide for my students. That's why I get the love piece. I understand it, the love of it all, but we have to make it where being a teacher is more than just noble. Being a teacher is a great profession where great pay is also added too. But just the resources, teachers don't have enough resources. And when you hear others talk, they talk on a surface level of personal development. No, I need some real resources because, as you just said, I'm burnt out. I'm checking out. So who would I go to? What's provided for me?
Right.
You know, the therapist needed therapy. So who do I go to teach me, to pour back into me? Because teachers pour it all. That's why I love them. They pour it all. But now they need somebody to pour into them. Where's that bucket?
I guess so.
That monetary bucket
again,
to pour back for the district. This is X amount of dollars to, you know, pour into the classroom needs, the materials or whatever it is. Or, hey, you decided to make a trip today. This is the bucket for that. Where does that exist? I don't know yet.
That's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me. I just, I don't know. So again, I've been in youth development since I was a kid. And I've worked with some really great people, you know what I'm saying, made it so that whatever we wanted to do with the kids, whatever, it wasn't just a budget thing. I had great support above me. You know what I'm saying? I had great support above me, where those educators or my supervisors were invested in making sure that I could be the best I could be.
Absolutely.
So I could be the best for these kids. I was lucky enough to experience that. Don't get me wrong. I know some people, what can we do to encourage that type of internal behavior? I'm talking about principals to staff to educators before it even get to the kids. You know what I'm saying? What can we do to encourage that type of, hey, moral support, hey, a team building, so that these educators feel like they're a unit and they're moving together, and that they can be addressed instead of coming and having to deal with the stinky ass attitude principal or stinky ass attitude aide.
Absolutely. Once again, I'm gonna keep it simple. In a business sense, what do we do when we look at our competitors? We see what's working. So with the districts, let's see what's working in the other districts, because clearly they're performing at a better rate in so many areas. Why not take a page out of their book? What's the harm in that?
Right.
It's working. Okay. What can we do to now implement this same idea and ideology in our system? That's it. But to do that, that requires to pull back the layers of pride and ego. But if we're talking about for the benefit of our students, it shouldn't be an issue.
Right.
We're talking about for the benefit of the teachers, it shouldn't be an issue. For parents, it shouldn't be an issue. No, there's other districts that's flourishing. They don't have these problems. None. Why not? Hey, let's partner up. You mind? Can we sit down and have a conversation? Can we have lunch? Can we have dinner? No. What's working? Because we have information to give one another. They're not operating at 100% all day, every day. So I'm pretty sure there's some things that we can offer to them. It's an exchange. Because ultimately what we want to do is build a better future. We want to build more competitive workforce, a better competitive workforce. We want to have some real talent when they graduate, when they enter the world. How are we preparing them at large so that one side don't feel slighted and the other side feel, you know what, I belong here? No.
It's like when I'm
the school districts,
I'm on a whole roller coaster. You got me all over the place. Come on.
They working. I mean, I don't want the Graftons. They working. The Saltvilles. They working. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. These districts, they're doing good. And not because they have more money. Money is not the issue with MPS. It's not. It's not the money. It's not. Now, do we need more help? Absolutely. And being hands-on, like real bodies? Yes, we do. Absolutely. That is one barrier we haven't, unfortunately, been able to jump over. But we definitely need more help there. But in learning and taking best practices from what's already working. No different with transportation. Busing, that's an issue with parents. Lunch, that's an issue with parents. School safety, that's an issue with parents. Once again, what districts are doing great and providing those resources? What districts? Okay. How come we can't, hey, had a conversation, sit at the table? What's stopping that? What's preventing that?
It's like listening to this last bit of information you shared. I'll be honest and tell you how much of an emotional roller coaster it took me on.
Yeah.
Because hearing what you're saying sounds so much like and this is not what he said. This is my interpretation of what
of
I'm getting
course,
out of that is it's just so much brokenness in our community.
it is.
You know what I mean? Like you get to the school, like the psychological, emotional well-being of not just the students, but the educators
Yes,
and all like it's a whole
it is
whirlwind
It's
of
broken. It is.
brokenness.
It is.
And it's just constantly cycled back into like if I'm poor, if I'm messed up,
Right.
there's no way for me to educate you with love, to educate you with compassion.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Or what's the vigor?
Mm-hmm.
I want to give you a passion for
Right.
learning. You get what I'm saying? I want to give you something that make you feel like you connected, like it's a reason to be living, a reason to learn, excitement for it. I want to be able to embed that in you. And if my life is shitty and I'm coming here and I'm dumping my shitty life
Right.
on in the lap of these children. Oh,
Yeah.
come on, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're killing me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I know how hard it is to be going through something that's breaking you as an adult and still have to go to work and show up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's I'm still lacking in understanding is okay, 3-4 generations ago, I could see the offset of them not grasping it. But us as a generation, because of where we come from, what we've been through,
Yes.
and the growth, quote unquote, that how you don't know that these kids ain't stupid. You get what I'm saying? Children are natural empaths.
Right.
Naturally, when they are around certain things, they pick up on it, they feel certain energy, and they know whether or not you don't want to be bothered. They know you don't got to say a word. It's a look, it's a feeling that they get. They know what unwelcome feels like.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, how can we get these educators, not just the teachers,
right?
You get what I'm saying? Everybody in the building,
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody in the building to not see these kids and be like, "Hey, my day shitty," and so I'm be shitty to you. My day messed up. My husband at home acting a fool, or my girl left me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so now, and I'm not. This is not just in MPS.
Not at all.
What I'm saying is that as a whole, in all our youth development after school programs, and I'm not going to start fronting y'all off and start naming these programs where these kids go after school and still have to deal with the mess of those educators or providers, and you know what I'm saying, who don't feel like it because their boyfriend or their girlfriend was doing whatever the case may be, and now I gotta come here and be bothered with.
Right.
What's available? Because I'm saying there's something there. I know it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For them to be able to get through those days, because that's where it starts at. These kids come to school that we can't do nothing about what's going on in their homes. But what you can do is give them when they come to your house, because the school is your house, your room, your classroom. This is when they come by your crib where they spending the majority of their time anyway.
Right.
Make them feel welcome. Make them like, what can we do? Or what can we encourage? How can we encourage that type of environment for these young people?
Yeah. So simply put, all that you said is chaos.
Oh
How do we address the chaos that's internal and external? I'm not a therapist. I will not speak to that part, but just as an individual, I personally think and know every educator in some shape or form should seek therapy for themselves. I myself have seen a therapist, and it's seeing the therapist right today to know my triggers, to know the root of my trauma in different spaces of my life, which is needed because I don't want to project that on nobody. But that's something that each individual have to deal with within themselves. But to take it to the school, and where it's a place where you as an educator have to show up, once again, regardless of the conversation, and there's a great book by Dan Ruiz called The 4 Agreements. And the one that stood out to me was don't take things personal. It's hard to develop. It takes a thick layer of skin, but over time, you will learn to do just that without taking it personal, because you'll be surprised of the amount of information that comes to you that's so negative. You don't even carry it no more. But because of being in a classroom setting, and energy is real, and unfortunately, negative energy outweighs the positive because it transfers, it's carried. But if I, the leader, come in with this energy, despite what I may have going on at home, I am human, but I can't show that right now today. Not at the time. It's a time and a place, just not in the moment. And I'm not saying for teachers to totally disconnect, because you are a human. You know, I don't look at you as a superhero. You are human. You have your moments. But in this space and time, I have to put aside. I do, because I signed up for this. And that's the thing about it. I obligated to do this job, to do this work. I did. And in order for me to perform, not just for me, but for them, I can't lack. I cannot. So to hold my not emotions in, because you want to show that side of you as well, but to carry it and put it on these students. Because I've heard conversations when my son was in school and others, man, such and such, Mr. J, you know, he going through it with his wife. Why does a student need to know that? Why are you sharing your personal business with students? So barriers, like where are these at? Boundaries, where are these at? Those, you need to set that. But in order to do that, clearly, we need to have more classes on boundaries. Hell, we talk about students are not the same. Some of the teachers are not the same from when we were growing up.
Right.
It's totally different. It's a lot of emotion-based, driven, and I hate it. I truly despise it. I want to say hate, but I truly despise the information sharing of personal. It shouldn't go back and forth. As an educator, yeah, we're mandated reporters, so we need to know what's going on in our students' lives that may or may not put them in harm's way. But for them to know our personal issues going on at home, no, especially dealing with relationship, there's no way. There's no way they should know that information. I don't remember not a NAN teacher growing up, and I said not a NAN, not one teacher growing up telling me about their personal life.
Not one time.
Not one time.
Not one time.
And came in every morning with a smile, you know, or just came in just ready. But sharing personal, they didn't do that.
Right.
So a lot of adults are not understanding limits and putting these boundaries up. This is how far we go today. But something that I wanted to do, and I still am, and I'm gonna just put it out there, just in the start of the school year, a letter of expectation from the parent to the teacher, from the student to the teacher, and from the teacher to the parent. If we can have a letter, and this is an agreement, like a contract, so to speak, of expectation to hold each side accountable. But we just go in at the parent-teacher conference or at the beginning of the year, we meet each other and greet each other, and the next time we hear about each other is when my child is acting up. Instead of, let me go back to this letter that you wrote.
Right.
Having this understanding. But having them, once building that bridge, that communication barrier, a letter to all three, because these are the three that's going to deal with each other on a day-to-day. If we can have a better relationship to where your child can't pit you against me or me against you, or the teacher against the parent or the parent against the teacher, that would dissolve so many issues.
Right.
So many issues. Because neither one is the enemy. But as we know, children can be manipulators. They make them. They put sides, telling only one side of the story or a version that they think they know and don't know nothing about.
Right.
But if all three of us can sit down, and this will be something that'll be time consuming, but with the teachers having a letter and making that letter, like I said, a contract to hold all sides accountable, and then we can all refer back to when issues arise. This is what it is. But also, I need to know that you care. I need to know that you care. Not just the teacher, but the parent. I need to know that you just as invested as I am about your child's welfare and education, more so as well.
I just okay. I see you, D-Rock. Let me catch you up real quick.
Thank you,
He
D-Rock.
said, I love the words, but let's go to the action. We tired of getting beat down, spit on.
Yep.
Then my mama and her baby daddy on their way up here.
Yeah,
and then he said, the kids are not in class right now. They cussing us out every day, all day, every day. My mama ain't gonna do shit because she at work. Not all, but most, which makes us say stuff like, man, FTK. And then all schools yelling at our babies. Stop, Mr. Hanley. You don't love me. And then let me stop before I quit or get fired. He says, some of these teachers are not teachers, they're babysitters till 3:25 each day. And then he said, I'm done. Yeah. And hey, Marima, how you doing? Hey, Treese, Darryl, and everybody. It's so like I know we're going into another part of the branch, and some of that is not directly, you're not directly accountable for.
No,
But just being able to address some of that, and
absolutely.
being able to have it expressed. You know what I'm saying? And him as an in on the ground, as you call them,
Yes.
a person in
Boots
the
on the
school,
ground.
being able to
Absolutely.
share
And see.
what's
Yes.
happening, in the schools. And I'm hoping that these things help to come up with a way to facilitate, or to just reenact. So now we know what we're looking for. We need to get a little bit more of this. We need, okay, so I saw this before while we're doing the research. You get what I'm saying? And I think this program might be able to, let's get this re-implemented. Let's work on that.
Absolutely. So, to all the D-Rocks out there, to what's her name? Jasmine? The other Jamila, excuse me, Jamila. Listen, like I said, I don't know it all. I'm in a space to where I'm still learning, but I respect those that are. And please, by all means, I'm willing to sit down. Tell me all the concerns on whatever side that it is. It's for me to take back to the board to make it then known to the entire body. And that's what's missing. I will say it's maybe one or two on the board, but I know one in particular who's a strong champion for the people. She really is. But if there's more like-minded individuals like that, and as you said, that number 5, just imagine the shift. Because what's projected,
I would think that would be so wonderful. I would love to see that. I would like to be in a position where I could, just be old enough to see just MPS as a whole.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But as a whole, meaning that there's a cohesive effort
absolutely
across the board to say, you know what? I want better. For these kids and for us, and it starts today.
Yeah, in a utopia world, that exists.
I know it ain't real,
it does.
But I would love to see it,
of
and
course.
I would love
and
to
I'm
at least be
you.
around. I mean, can we get to 30%?
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Can we get to 30%?
Yeah.
I mean, 30% is still fucking failing. I just wanted to acknowledge that.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It is. You know what I'm saying? But it's not 14.
Nah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would love it if MPS as a whole, you know what I'm saying, was in the high 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
That would be beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? That just, and I mean both reading, math, across the board.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? At an 80%.
Yeah.
So could you imagine what life would be like in the city?
And those are the children who receive the less resources. The city, the inner city youth. The inner city.
That would be so fly.
Surrounding counties, yeah, but the inner city, the real programs that you can measure to say, and they can say as a testimonial, like, had it not been for, or how come I wasn't a part of this when? Yes, the babies, those ones who are missing. When I say babies, I'm just speaking at large.
As a whole, right?
Yeah, our youth, or the inner city is missing those resources. So, how do you, gain traction from them to get them away from the streets to this? First off, you got to have a connection. Let's be real. Let's be honest. You got to draw a connection. And what I've hated in the past, dislike, so many people offer ultimatums. How are you going to offer an ultimatum and your choice isn't as best as what I'm doing out here already? Don't offer me this or that. Or remember the whole Scared Straight program. I hated that. That I will say. So those approaches need to change. If we want to give them more, they need to see it. These children today, they need to see it.
Yeah, I think the Scared Straight program showed them what prison was like, and then as opposed to giving them other options, is, remember we talked about, like, do you want apple, you want Pepsi or
Coke
Coke? I think they were showing them one of the drinks. You get what I'm saying? And then that's the drink that you become familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about it in that capacity, that's why I despised it as well.
Gotcha.
I just feel like you gave me the rotten eggs. You get what I'm saying? And then tried to tell me that there was, but you didn't show me nothing else because I was only exposed to that. So that I'm thinking,
limited.
I'm thinking that this is the subconsciously.
Yep.
This is the journey I'm on.
Of course.
And you was exposing this generation to that. You should have never showed them that. You should have took them to the what's that? Bradley. Was
tech.
No, the company.
Oh yeah, yes.
You know what I'm saying? You should have took them to A.O. Smith.
Rockwell Automation. Absolutely.
You should have took them to. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You take them to the businesses.
Yes.
Take them to walk them through other education. So take them to the hospitals.
Right.
You should have exposed them to that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of giving them a taste of the poison.
And
you know what I'm saying? And then showing them you gave them just enough to subconsciously connect them to that space.
Absolutely.
No different than, and I tell people this all the time, when the Most High is amazing in my life. I believe that every time we are exposed to something, it's on purpose. Down to when you step outside, the cars that are driving past that you see that time, all of these little colors mean something. Yeah. You might see 6 red cars, and then so now all of a sudden red is your favorite color. You get what I'm saying? And not because you like red, but because you've seen so much of it. You get what I'm saying? That you're drawn to it. Absolutely. And that's the way our mind works. When you see so much of something or exposed to so much of something, then this is what we think that we are to have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know why Black people love fried chicken so much? I'm not trying to be funny.
Yes.
Because when we had all the other busted down bits and parts of the cow or whatever, the pig, when we was eating all the bad parts of that, the chicken was the only part of the meal that actually tasted solid. So it was delicious in comparison to mogs and the ears and you know what I'm saying? The chicken. That's why we like it, because it was the only thing that we was eating that was delicious, as opposed to something they had to quote unquote make it that way. And so subconsciously we were fed these ideas, and I think they did the same thing with that program. That's why I don't like it. I just want to go there. That's why I don't like it. Same thing with the this is your brain on drugs.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Instead of feeding the positive, we've never been exposed to all the positive lights of things.
And
we're always shoved in the face of the opposite.
So are we genetically set up to fail, or is it systematic?
I think it's definitely systematic.
It's systematic.
I think it's
not genetics.
I don't think it's genetic.
With some of the most brilliant minds today.
I'm explaining why I don't think that. I hear you talking, and I got you some love on that too. You know what I'm saying?
Systematic.
I think it's systematic.
It's barriers purposely put in place. Purposely. Yeah. But once again, and having others in these particular roles and roles that's larger than myself, whether they hold those individuals accountable to make those real change happen, to be, unfortunately, sometimes that sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
At what cost? Are you ready to put yours on the line for the greater good of your own people? Not many.
Right.
I will. I've done that before. Behind this, I have no problem with that. Yeah. None. Because it's bigger than me. And that's why I leave, and everything is bigger than me. So when coming out for April 4th, understand, when I take that seat as a school board director of District 3, it's bigger than me.
Right.
It's not on what I feel or the things that I've done. That means nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
It's bigger than me.
And it's that message, and this is the passion that I wanted y'all to be able to see. This is the dedication to, you know what I'm saying, to cleaning, not just cleaning up the school system,
not at all,
but cleaning up to getting us on the right path as a community. You get what I'm saying? And this is just one way in. Chase, cut it out. This is one way in to establish that. You know what I mean? But it's a beautiful way, because everybody got their thing.
Everybody,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But see, this your thing,
Thank
yo. Like seriously, like this is your thing. And when you think about the way in to community, the way in, like, you work with children, you've always been able to make that connection. You're an educator. You get what I'm saying? And so you can see what it's like and what it takes to be able to say, you know what, this is what I need to focus on today. This is how I need to do that. And all these kids not gonna learn this thing. Let me figure out different methods. So these are, you're not just speaking from well, I read this and I thought this might be a good idea. I've tried this and I tried a couple different options, and this is where I'm at. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'm coming. And when we start talking about structural contracts, so what's engagement, what's happening, so you have background on all these in all of these areas that are just a pure benefit to the system as a whole. And I'm just really glad that we're getting the opportunity to give people the chance to see that, like, this is why you're a good candidate. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because you my bro. I'm not just saying that because I know, like, this is stuff that I've seen you do. You know what I'm saying? Ugly Who was a program because you did that.
Wow. You never told me that. You about to make a thug cry.
but it's the truth. It is. You called me. I wrote a song called "Ugly Me," and Darryl was doing youth development, and he had a group of girls, and he was like, "Sis, this song is we want to use this as a talk base, blah blah blah, whatever." Yeah. And you did that. You get what I'm saying? And you was like, "And you should take this, and we should do this, and you could do this, blah blah blah." And I was like, "That is a freaking great idea."
Wow.
And like no joke. And we talking about 2010. So what? 13 years ago.
Yes.
Literally 13 years ago. And Ugly Who, the program, man. Ugly Who, man, wow. Young Leaders Academy, Neighborhood House of Milwaukee, YMCA, you know what I'm saying? And yes. I've implemented it in all these places, and let alone other people who was like, let me, can you come to my school and talk to them? Same program, same stuff, same program, same stuff.
Thank you.
So to be able to take that concept and hear a song and figure out what it is in a song that could take and provide a look into positivity, a self-love for a group of girls from a song. You know what I'm saying? You about the research.
Yeah.
You about breaking down the barriers and figuring out what is the best way to reach, because it may not be the same stuff.
Absolutely.
And I can't use the base curriculum.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They need something else.
Yes.
We need something else. I can see this part of the curriculum like work, this on the shelf that work, we're gonna get this, whatever. But while we're at it, can somebody go across the street and down the corner to that place over there and grab me this too, because we're gonna make it all work together. And it's those things that I believe make you an awesome candidate.
Thank you.
An absolute awesome candidate. So April 4th, people go vote.
Yes.
And is it by district? So you have to be
by
in the district.
You have to live in the district. Absolutely. But by district, April 4th, please come out and vote. And also, even right now, I'm looking for volunteers and even paid positions too to canvas, and also just to educate parents as well as our young students about civic engagement. This whole campaign, this is civic engagement, and so many people just don't understand and know the dynamics of how it is, in addition to learning what entrepreneurship looks like. So I'm adding these different things.
Should I run back to that top question we asked them, because it was asked? How do you know? How do you know? And here it is, right? Because again, I'm just bringing all these examples up. I keep bringing that up because everything that we've talked about, it's not like you just talking about it. You got examples.
Yes.
And you're actually demonstrating it. Like not just in your work now. I mean, not just in your work in your past, but like right now.
Right now.
Like, let's work on what this looks like.
And what I don't know, I will admit to as well. Trust me, I'm not the man that think and says you know it all. Nope. Humility all day. But what I don't know, I'm willing to learn. I will forever be a student of life. That's it.
Good afternoon, Facebook user, for calling me sis. I'm not sure who you are, but hello, Facebook user. Good afternoon, sis.
And I'm glad that everybody was able to.
They jumping right on too.
I see y'all logging in
right now,
y'all
got questions. I know there's a few more people jumping in and out. Make sure y'all share this video.
Yes.
And if you have more questions, I did tag him. So it is Darryl Jackson for MPS.
Yes, for MPS.
Darryl Jackson for MPS
at Gmail. Yep, that's my email. Darryl Jackson. Darryl. Yep, for MPS. As well as my phone number too. 414-345-0062. Like I said, I need help. I don't have a machine behind me, so I'm not endorsed like that. My funding has been just that: campaigning, fundraising, taking the 5 to 20s, like every dollar count. But every dollar that I receive, you can see where it's going.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no funny business of any kind.
Okay.
Not at all. So, but
so you are looking for people to help with your
campaign? Yes,
I'm
looking for Yeah, absolutely. Endorsing, donations. Absolutely. Yeah. Because once again, this takes a whole community effort. This takes a body of work to do.
And have you so I know you guys did your launch party already.
Yes.
So I'm not really knowledgeable on campaign or whatever. So you have multiple campaign parties? Like, what does that look like? Multiple fundraising parties?
Definitely multiple fundraising parties. That was a joint event. I think
that's awesome. You still another sign of collaboration.
Yeah, that's it. I can't just talk about it and not put it into practice. But that was a joint event.
Okay.
I will be hosting my own with your permission here.
I would love it. I would absolutely love to have you here.
What we will put on the books today is April 4th. party tonight, the election party.
Are you serious?
Please.
Oh, let's do it.
Please.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Can you take note of that for me, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is it a Tuesday?
Yeah.
How about it?
Going up.
How on a Tuesday? How about it? That's the day after. That is the day after the opening day thing that we're doing. So we'll be open. We'll be at opening day. And I'm gonna broadcast live. I got it sponsored already. We've got a tailgate that we'll be doing down there. So we'll do that, and I'll make sure to mention and reiterate along the way.
Gotcha.
Of course, you're welcome to stop down there if you need to. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not sure who's in the district or whatever the case may be. We'll get it. Send him my way. Says, let's see. I don't know who this is. Please tell me who you are. I would love it very much, Facebook user.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is yet. I'm gonna find it either. I'm gonna find it too.
But yeah,
I would love to. I would love to send him your way, Facebook user. I just don't know who you are.
Okay.
So you tell me who you are, and then inbox me if you need to. Oh, Pam. Say less. Pam. Okay, wait. Okay, Mama Pam would say baby girl. So Pam, sis. Pam Young. See, look, as soon as I was saying it, Pam Young.
Okay.
Say less. I got it. Say less.
Okay.
I got you. I'm like, which Pam? I got you. Yeah. Say less. Absolutely.
So really, like, honestly, the hardest part was the beginning, getting the signatures.
Okay.
That was the hardest part of the camp, especially, and I'm learning, if you're able to get signatures in the winter months, you clearly want to do something.
Okay.
And it was some days where we was out there hitting them doors, getting them signatures, and It's been a whole process. I went to bed one night, Darryl, you didn't have enough votes. Then I woke up to an email, you made it on the ballot. So it's been a roller coaster. As you said, all this has been a roller coaster, but learning process in itself. I'm grateful and appreciative of everybody who's been a part of this with me, because they didn't have to. But also at the same time, when I'm learning, I also have to ask for help.
You don't say.
I have to ask for help.
Look at you. So, I'm just saying. It'd be my pleasure. I'd love to host you here. I'd love to do the party here. If you want to come back on the show again between now and April 4th, you are absolutely welcome.
Thank you.
You can speak out loud. It's okay. It's not an interruption. We do live audience around here, sir. Tell me what you said. Okay, so he hosts Wild Poetry, our Thursday night sets.
Yes.
And he just said if you'd like to, you're welcome to come to the set and speak. If you'd like to, just make announcements and let people know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You're welcome to do that.
Thank
there.
You.
As a matter of fact, this week we have Wild Poetry, and we have D-Rock's comedy show is also this week.
Okay.
So anytime that there's any event that is happening here, you're welcome.
Gotcha.
At any time, if you want to just leave some materials here, we can leave some materials, and I'll distribute them.
Okay.
Whatever the case may be, definitely engage in all of our guests here. You have my full support.
Thank you.
I completely and absolutely, you have my endorsement. You get what I'm saying? Please expect my what's it called? My donation.
Okay.
Shortly. You get what I'm saying? Because absolutely.
Thank you.
I already knew that. However, I wanted to make sure that appropriately I asked all the questions, because people be like, "Oh, that's her guy." Nah. He is, but so
yeah.
Tell him, Darryl. He is, but so, because guess who don't play that? And looking at me.
Indeed.
Right.
Indeed.
I don't do false endorsement. I mean, you could be the greatest person, but not really. Nah. Doing something that I think it just ain't a good look. And I'd be like, you know what? I see you. Got maraschino cherries. You know what I'm saying? I see you. But I believe in what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I really, honestly, and truly believe that this is like this your shit, G.
Yeah.
Like this is everybody got a thing.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not to say that the other stuff is not good for you,
of
but
course.
if you were coming into the political arena in any area,
absolutely,
this is it.
That's it.
This is it.
Yes.
And to be able to address having the fatherhood initiative, and I know it's not the fatherhood initiative program. I'm saying his fatherhood initiative.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Getting men involved in that capacity. I say it all the time. Listen, I don't know what happened to the masculine energy and the presence
Yeah.
therein of, not just in school, just period in the community, and to see someone actively making an effort to one start there, because who else need it? I mean, as a woman, as a Black woman, I need it, but who needs it more than me?
Yeah.
These babies. You know what I'm saying? They need it. They need the presence of you.
Right.
They need to hear your voice. They need to see your actions. You get what I'm saying? And because the children learn so much from what they see.
Absolutely.
Y'all think these parents run around, kids, they don't even, they just a baby. You teaching them off the jump. If a dog can learn paw, give me 5, man. Go pick up your toy. Sit, stay. What the fuck you think you're teaching these children? If a dog, an animal who don't even speak our language, and you're teaching children these languages, you teach they're of you. Right. If you can teach an animal, a non-verbal animal, from just communicating by action, what do you think you are teaching highly complicated mind brains? What do you think? When they see that they learn, they computer and they processing, they start making decisions way sooner than you give them credit for.
We respond and react to more nonverbal cues than verbal all day.
Even as adults.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? You can look at somebody across the room and give an eye.
Body language. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's over. And depending on which eye it is, you already know whether are we fighting? Are we making love? What's happening? Are we raping somebody?
Right.
Listen, from that, it's a beautiful thing to see somebody that knows these things and that care enough. And I'll just be honest, and I'll have to say this to you wholeheartedly. Just remember this.
Absolutely.
During this process, I know that politics, political engagement, with all the hoo-has and whatever, can change people. Yeah. Especially change you based on agreements you have to make you sacrifice some stuff and put things when you're weighing out your options. Remember these things. Remember this moment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that everybody get twisted and pulled in the wrong way, but sometimes you have to make a decision and your options, like the lesser of evils. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't the sweetest of things, even in all of those spaces. Remember these things. Absolutely. Remember that passion. Remember your focus. Remember the purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I can only if they all had in whichever lane that they had, but comparable engagement, comparable purpose, comparable, because everybody's lane is different. You know what I'm saying? If we would be such a strong educational system. You know what I'm saying? We will be a community that people will be like, whoa.
Now, to give respects and understand, when I talk about the boys, I'm not leaving the girls out. Oh, my hands-on is even just as deeper. But to give the respects for me in this space is because I've always had the women in my life hold me down without holding me down. That's why.
You like it. I know.
That's why. So, Darryl, the love of women pouring into. I see his potential. I see what he's trying to do. I see what he's up. Yes, women showing it, giving it to me in that regard. Like, I need you to be the one. No, I am. But thank you for acknowledging what you see in me. So, to show, like I said, to say it, hey, it's been from beautiful women who love me, who supported me. Facts. Reason being, because I showed up.
Facts.
Stop showing up.
Facts.
That's what separates me from most. That's a lot of men that talk it, but very few of us actually follow through. And it's not just a one-sided type of deal. I'm not just a taker. You know, I'm a hell of a giver.
Facts.
So selfish that I'm selfish with myself. Like, you know, so I'm a giver. To what extent can I help and give? I've done that. So now I have to receive on my end. Because I was told an older lady, she's like, Darryl, I'm going to buy you a meal today. It's like, no, I got it. She said, I know you got it, but you blocking God's blessing. He told me to bless you. And right now, I need to be on that end to give, and you just relax. What can I say about that?
None.
I just had to receive it, right?
Take it.
But understand, if I'm the same way too,
Mhm.
so yeah, I'd accept it.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to be
I like
on
this.
the receive.
I like it. I like it.
On the receiving end.
I like it on you, sir. Yeah. Indeed.
It's
I
all good.
definitely like it on you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience? You got your handy dandy trapper keeper.
Clearly, right? I'm gonna leave some literature with you, of course,
Please
and I'm gonna also email you some stuff that you can post if you don't mind on your page.
Without question. Without question.
But just really the call to action of not just helping me today or even getting on the board, but even when that happens after April 4th, because that's really, as we all know, that's when the work begins. And like I said, starting off, I'm all about accountability. Hold me accountable too. Not to say that I'm a waiver, but it may be a time or two. But that fight that I'm in, it's a hard fight. It's going to be an ugly fight, but I'm willing to go through it. And I'm already mentally preparing myself for it, emotionally. And that's in getting these spaces. People don't properly take the time to put things in motion. They just jump in. No, I plan to have an allotted time to get myself ready so that I don't come into the checkouts too soon. I don't want to overwhelm myself. So I have a cabinet. You are a cabinet member, So I have these people in place to help me go through the various issues that I will encounter, because I'm no exception to the rule. But just know you picking a man. I don't know what else to say. I'm a man. I love what I do. I'm a supporter. I'm a father. I love being a father, advocate, mentor, coach, all of that and then some. A professional, entrepreneur. Hey, you name it. I'm him. But I'm first a student when it all began. And I'm a child of the Most High. So I'm not worried about it. You see the shirt, Hakuna Matata. No worries. Hey, no worries. It's real. It's real. I'm grounded. Trust me. Thank you, but I'm grounded.
I love that. I love everything about that, and I really do love this for you.
Thank you.
Like legitimately, you see your brothers, you be like, yeah, like legitimately, this is your steez, dude. Like you look at other people coming into stuff, and I see people doing things. I'm like, oh, that's so good. I see what you're working on. Like this is such a good fit. It's just a good fit based on what your history. When we talked about this years ago, we talked about how everything you've ever done always leads you up to that one thing.
It does. It has.
You know what I'm saying? You just look back over your past and think about all the things that you've done and how you end up here.
Sheesh.
You get what I'm saying? It only made sense. Like perfect example, like with me in this bar.
Yeah.
You could have never told me that I was going to own a bar.
Of course, right.
Right. I always wanted to be a massage therapist. I was on something else, but I learned.
How did that come about? Okay.
We'll talk about that. I wanted to be a massage therapist a long time ago, but we'll talk about that.
Gotcha.
The bar thing though is when I told you I left Marquette University and I was trying to figure out, I didn't leave until I knew what my plan was, of course. And I was like, okay, entrepreneurship. I need to figure out what it looks like to run a business. I don't know what that's like. At the time, Dr. Kelly was my mentor.
Okay.
And I was helping with some things over at the Mecca with the poetry set or whatever. And she was looking for an assistant. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, no way. She was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm looking to learn how to run a business and how to do, some things on this end. And if you'd be willing to mentor me in that capacity, then I will do so in exchange for administrative services. Dr. Kelly owned the Mecca Bar Lounge.
Oh, I remember
at that time.
Right.
So that was my first tap into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I was the admin for the Mecca.
Got you.
And here we are almost, 25 years later?
Whoa.
I just think about how old I am, about 25 years later, and now I have my own bar. Yeah, I would have never thought that. And when she came here, she's like, oh, I heard it was a bar up here. It was like, cool or whatever. So she was sitting and having a meeting. And I was like, hey, Dash. And she was like, what's up? It's so good to see you at the shop. And I was like, how was your drinks? Such and such, whatever. We chopping it up. And she had no idea it was my bar, though, at first.
Right.
And so we were talking, and she was like, I was like, I said, oh, I looked at, oh, you had the such and such, whatever. And I'm telling her about the drinks. And I was like, what do you think about? She's like, these are really good, blah, 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 whatever. And then she started looking at me like, I was like, that's dope. And you know what I'm saying? When she's like, it's your bar. Like, you're asking me. I was like, yeah, this is my spot, ma. And she was like, are you kidding me? So it was a whole other something, and I was like, "Dude, look how 360 this is." And I was like, I never would have imagined, like in tears, us having a moment, because she was like, wow.
You know what look good on you?
What?
Ownership.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You know, I try to do a little
ownership.
Something. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
We need more of it.
So speaking, say that I left Glendale this morning for what is it called? Submitting my application for a location for change of use, so they can change the coding on the building, so that they can authorize my wellness center.
Nice.
In Glendale.
Nice. Look at you.
Yep. And tomorrow I'm going to the meeting. I went to City Hall this morning. It was like City Hall. So yeah, City Hall is all this little strip right here. Glendale City Hall, like this big, but it's cute. You know what I'm saying? It was a good feel. They were very welcoming.
You said Glendale?
Glendale.
Okay.
So it's nice. And tomorrow we're going to the to their board meeting or their city hearing or whatever, and we'll get approved, and then I'll apply for occupancy, and then we'll go from there.
Pyramid, yeah. Nice.
So I'm like, how about that? Absolutely. So yeah, there'll be a calm wellness service in Glendale. How about that? So I love massage. Like, it's next to music. Yeah. It's one of the best things I've ever done.
Nice.
Like, it literally, I've always wanted to do it when I was younger, but I was into music and touring and performing and stuff, whatever. But I always thought it was so dope. I'm like, this is so fly. You know, I should just do a massage. But when was I gonna do it? We was always touring and doing all stuff. I never had a chance to do it. So I practiced, of course, I was rubbing on to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I did, because I studied.
Right.
I studied.
Absolutely.
I studied to make sure I understood the magic and touch and the power of touch. Then when I got really like into it, I started tapping into like Reiki. So I got one more level work. Before. Okay.
So you practitioner 1 or 2?
2. Yeah. I got one more before I'm a master.
Okay.
And I'm scheduling
Reiki.
That. So, and I love that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to be randomly on there. And every now and then I forget to Reiki myself. But when I'm hurt, it's like when I've been hurting. So I've been having to Reiki myself, especially after the accident. I was like, I got this, cool, whatever. My mom was like, "What?" It was so funny. Recently, I was like, "Hostess," she's like, "My back right here is hurting," and I was like, "Hold on," and I put my hands on her thigh, did my little chant, and I put it in, and she was like, "Why are your hands so hot?" And I just started laughing. I was like, "Got that, G? You be all right." She was like, "Really? Yes."
That chi is real.
Yeah, chi is.
Energy work is real.
She is real. It's not a game.
Yes.
And I stand by 130%. I love what I do. I love the practice. I have a great growing practice. I've seen like almost 300 clients already, and more than half of them are recurrent, like right now.
That's what's up.
I have a subscription service of almost 20 people.
Nice.
So it's pretty decent.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations, sis.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy that. Like as recreational as this place is something about owning Happy Days Day Bar that has definitely cycled a special place in my life. If you notice that the artwork is in here on purpose, I network with, this is my third artist here right now. We are celebrating Brandon Boyd here in Milwaukee. He is our current resident artist. Okay. So I switch out like every 45, 60 days. And then in between there, we offer a gallery night. So the artists come in, huge. They display their art, they sell their stuff, and give them an experience. And give people opportunity to see their work. This dude put his work up, and it wasn't up. Like two of the pieces is gone already. They here.
You offered exposure.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
It's universal.
To be able to get you an opportunity for people to see you, and just to experience it, that you deserve this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then once he's done, we'll find somebody. It's a cycle through. You know what I mean? Shaniqua Freeman from Safe Artwork was Safe Art. Shamika A. Freeman worked. Safe Art was our first, and she is I think it's acrylic pour artist. And it looked very much like our countertops.
Yeah.
Which is why we chose her. Like, it's our opening artist. It kind of pulled a thing together. Our second artist was Malcolm McCrae.
Okay.
Who did what was it? Afrofuturistic. Then it was dang, I forgot. It's a digital, is augmented art. So augmented reality art. So he did images, and then there is a QR code on there, and you scan the QR code and hold it over the picture through your phone, and it comes to life.
That is dope.
I have an image here that I still have here, and I'm gonna show you before we head out. Amazing.
That's
so
an
being
imagination
able,
right
just
there.
different things. And Malcolm is like an international artist. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Malcolm.
Brandon is currently doing. He owns Billy, which is I think Billy Clothing Line, which is a salute to striving billionaires. And I don't want to use the word entrepreneurs because they're striving billionaires. So these are people who have businesses and are striving towards the billionaires.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He also owns MIL Clothing. So you might see the mill running around, but it's dope. You can see his original brand is his as well.
Yeah.
He's a photographer. He's a DJ. He's an artist. He's a graphic designer. He does all these amazing things. If you see these pictures, these and these are all people from the city. Like he's taken these images and just captured some of the most beautiful scenery here in Milwaukee. When you think about the city, when you look at these pictures, you're like, no way.
Right.
No way that's Milwaukee. But it is.
Nice.
It is. And I'm just proud to be, connected with them. Dan here, and I'll have you swing down. We're on a transition in a minute.
No problem.
But Dan facilitates and is I don't want to use the owner, but of Wild Poetry, the franchise. So they are the host of our Thursday nights poetry sets, and they come in, they bring a fresh breath of poetry in here. It's really nice, and he does not just poetry, so he allows us an open mic. So they come in and they feature their musicians. Last week, Tumba and them did his birthday celebration here.
Shout out to my brother,
baby. Do you hear me?
Man, I hate that I missed him.
Listen,
I talked to him, but man,
Tumba, Big D, Free, Shelly,
Freebird.
Listen, all of his tore it up.
Oh,
did
man.
they not?
All of my favorite poets came in this building.
Yes, they did.
And lit it on fire.
Yes, they did. They came right up in here.
Nice.
It was crazy. It was
Nice.
that. It was that.
Nice.
It was that. I was like, oh, who they came here bust head right now. Yeah, it was bomb.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. You know he killed him with Jesse.
Of course.
He killed him with Jesse. It was just great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sean Hinton did his listening party here, his CD listening party here. And he was like, Sean, Sean, a guitar player. Sean, the international.
Right.
But we're not gonna sleep on it. But Sean is also this week's feature at Wild Poetry, which is very exciting. His album released. It's called Art. It is on all streaming networks, streaming platforms, and it is freaking amazing. It is an absolute tribute to grown people love music.
Yeah.
And Sean is all about love songs and things and true R&B. And it is that he did that. In addition to that, now we got this Saturday we doing the Pisces Day party. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm trying to do a couple little things. You know, what I want. Every other Wednesday we do a live band karaoke. I'm just gonna drop the mic. Folks, could you imagine? Like people get to start singing with the karaoke machine, and then the band kick right in, and so now they feeling like superstars.
Absolutely,
it's just a good feeling. You know what I mean? And there's been several occasions since we've opened. And I have to say this: when we open, I say we because I do have partners. Open Happy Days Day Bar. My goal was to be a place that entrepreneurs could come and be creatively inspired, where they could get a taste of and experience what it looks like, where creatives can come and network and build and grow. You know what I'm saying? Get some exposure, find somebody to connect with, to build with. Where if you have a business and you wanted to come hang out with your employees, you know what I'm saying, to show them some appreciation, or you needed a dope different environment for a meeting, and or you just wanted to go somewhere where everybody knows your name. I don't hate the cliche of it, whatever, but I've been able to witness every one of those moments since we've opened, and like teary-eyed to me to see people sitting around drinking and laughing and singing all the songs that come on the radio. People that didn't even know each other initially, laughing, talking about, you gonna be here next week, I'm coming to hang out with you. Or to see it sit up here and you got all the tables full of people with their laptops and they working and they vibing and they in their zone. Or you got artists too saying they putting their work on the walls, you know what I'm saying, or connecting with people. It's so good. It's literally exactly what I hoped it would be. And it's a beautiful opportunity to be able to network with the other vendors in the building. No, we don't offer food, but they do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, of course, Buffalo Boss, but definitely hands down to Junior Smoke Barbecue. Let me tell you, Kevin and Allison, riders. You get what I'm saying? They about growth. We're growing, they're growing, and it just happens, just a good fit. You get what I'm saying? And when we're open, they're open. And I'd love to see more of that in the building. But you know, as businesses get their footing, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure we'll be able to offer more opportunities for that. But just that's it. That's all I want to do. And it's so crazy because, you know, all I'm trying to say is so we can win. Because I could be in here, I could have just opened up my own. I could have served food.
Right.
I could have served food. But why? And it's food right here. It's a weed thing. And for the Sherman Phoenix to grow collectively, it's going to take every last one of us.
Absolutely.
All the businesses in here to do their part and, you know, do their marketing, do their growth, whatever the case may be. And all we can do is say that, you know, Happy Days came in the building and we are literally doing what we said. And I'm trying to do more. That's it.
You are.
That's it. I'm trying to do more.
You started with a vision, and here it is coming to fruition.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Why not? Sure. I have an amazing staff. Some of the best bartenders ever. When I'm like, just not even just the drinks, but just them as people, their personalities, how they show up for work and how they show up ready to work, and so happy to service. Like, you're like, y'all really just like this happy all the time? I be looking at them like,
they have to coincide with the name of the bar,
but they do it. You get what I'm saying? They do it, and they you see they greet each other, they hug each other, they high five. How was your day? How was your weekend? You good? Okay, good looking. I'm like,
Coming here, as an artist though, like let me
here. I want them to hear you. Come here.
Oh yeah, he could use that microphone.
Okay.
Nobody can even see him.
I was gonna say, let me talk to
Introduce yourself first.
Oh, hey, this president, they know who I am.
They don't. They can't see you. They don't know.
Oh yeah, they don't know my voice.
They just say
Hey, listeners, this is Prince Dan. This is Prince Daniel. I just let me step back and not talk as somebody that actually has something going on here, right? Just as a customer, as an artist, right? Coming here, you know, the level of service you get treated like family here. And it's the biggest thing, like, and that's what I've noticed since I've been coming here, since November, right? Before the set started, I was here like 2, 3, 4 times a week, right? Just in here talking things over, getting it. But people have been in here that I didn't know that I've made connections with, but everybody's like one awesome ecosystem of family here. And that's what I've noticed. And I've noticed that, you know, Big Sis and D have taken very much diligent care of, you know, not only who they bring in to here, but, you know, what they allow to go. Like, you know, everything is planned out just so the vibe that you see created is like that's their baby, right? And I've watched it, and I'm just sitting there, and I've been in awe because I've seen people start businesses that you would be surprised that they have a business, right? but I've just seen what Patrice has put in. Here she's here like every day. Like I think at one point in time, I think D had to make her take a vacation. He literally had to make her take a vacation, because she invests so much of herself in here. So that's what you see in the people that you get here, though. With Junior, Liv, Liz, everybody, Kelly,
Start
Tiffany,
naming names. You can't leave one out,
you know what I'm
man.
saying, Tiffany, you know what I'm saying, Felix, you know what I'm saying. So, like to all the patrons that come up here, one of the first conversations I had was a random conversation. I'm up here having a beer, and I like to talk about this conversation because it's the most random conversation that you can have, especially when you just know, your potential business partner for what, a week, and no one else. I'm sitting here having a beer. I'm like off work or something. I'm like having a beer, and there's this full-fledged conversation going on. It's like 4-on-1. I met like Sharita Velmon that day and a couple other people, right? And this is this whole conversation going on, and I'm not gonna say what it's about, but by the end of the conversation, I felt really connected to everybody that was in the room. It was one of the dopest things, and here you really do get treated like, like family. They remember your name, they know your drink, matter. And if they be like, all right, but you got a second drink, you switched up last time. Is it this one? They actually know who you are. And it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most beautiful things. And anyone that comes up here, I feel like, even though they're coming to do business out of business, like I feel like for them as a customer, you're being blessed because you don't get this type of customer service anywhere.
Sure.
Like serious. I said all that.
And you should probably talk about Thursday.
Oh yeah.
You have that in your hand.
So, well, you kind of mentioned it already.
What?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but this Thursday, business. She kind of hinted at it. Well, not hinted at it, but Sean Henson.
Hinted. Get
it. You get it. You caught that? You caught that?
I'm cold.
You're corny.
So what? I'm cold. You mad because you didn't do it.
She was hinting at it, and
hinting at it. Get it? Yeah. I'm cold.
So Sean Henson will be here for his birthday as the feature this Thursday. So I want to say this, and I will make it very clear: come early, because I can guarantee you, if you come late, it's gonna be all bad. You might not even be able to stand downstairs because of who the brother is and how amazingly talented he is. If you have not heard his album Art, please go to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever your preferred streaming platform. It is even on YouTube Music, y'all. You can get it anywhere. Download it, listen to it. You are going to be amazed at the level of artistry in this album.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
And like it's
man, congratulations, Sean, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't get that geeked about too many people's music, but this album, when I heard it, when I knew it was coming out, I was excited. But when I heard it, I was like, yeah. And it's kind of, well, I ain't even gonna tell that story. That story I might leave that story for Thursday. I'm gonna save it for Thursday. If y'all ain't here, then you're gonna miss it. And I'm not going live, just so you know. I'm not going live, so you suckers ain't gonna get it for free. The same reason I didn't go live last week, because if you're not here, you just gonna have to miss it. If you're not here, you're just gonna have to miss the dopeness. I'm sorry. All right, there you go.
You a fool. He said, yeah, let him use that mic. He can't even say, nobody could even see him on this mic, Darryl. You're so ridiculous.
Hey.
Next time I'm gonna have two. One will be blue sparkly.
See, here you go.
It'll be blue sparkly.
Absolutely crazy.
I'm just saying. I know you will. I know you will.
That took some
So,
time.
are you still performing? Do you still do any of these things? Or are you just in business, and contract work and real estate?
No. So outside of all of that, yeah, my baby. Oh, you already know. So I'm getting back. Yes, getting back into the groove of it all. This is my therapy. This is my place of connection. You already know. So
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, my
Nice.
brother last week, I'm like, really? That was just like, okay, it's time to go.
At least
It's
I'm
time
just
to get
saying.
back.
My birthday is coming up in May. Our birthday is coming up in May, and I just want to say our birthday because I do know when your birthday is. I just want to say that. I'm just saying we could do a stroke, G, and it'll be good. It's so ridiculous. But we can think about it. We can talk about that on the air.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying though, could you imagine?
Yeah.
We are getting ready to offer again for Calm Wellness Services. That what do we do? The couples massage class.
Mm.
So I'm gonna be doing that again, and I think we're trying to plan it here.
Nice.
So I that was pretty dope. It was my first time teaching the couples massage, but teaching people how to massage their
yeah?
mate. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fly.
Okay.
So I enjoyed
How
it.
was that for you as a woman?
What do you
'Cause
mean?
in teaching a couple and teaching whether you men or the
I
women?
thought it was important because I think that in a lot of relationships, one person is a bit more aggressive in their touch and less caring than their touch than the other, and being able to tap into um, finding a place of understanding of intimacy in the touch, especially trying to get them being a Reiki specialist.
So
And, yeah,
my question and being dealing with if you had to deal with it, the insecurity
Mhm.
of either with the couple within the couple.
Mhm.
How was that for you?
It was okay.
as a
Like
woman?
they were okay. Some of them were a little odd at first.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But we provided, I think, a space for them to ask questions.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah,
So yeah,
okay.
it worked out okay.
Good. And I only ask because past life,
Mm-hmm.
the reception is a little bit different when there's a man
Yeah.
teaching, showing. The response like, who is he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though you're present.
Yeah,
That's
it
why I
doesn't
asked
even
that.
matter.
Right.
So the great thing about this, I had them touching each other,
Of course.
and I had a model. So I was like, okay, you can use the
Nice.
So I was touching on him,
Mm-hmm.
showing them how to touch on their partner,
Right.
and they had they were all on mats, and they had sheets for cover
Mm-hmm.
in case they had some
Good.
just some discomfort or whatever.
Right.
But this is what it should feel like, and
Mhm.
watch the gentleness of my hand.
Push.
You know what I'm saying? Things like
Right.
this and stuff. And they was like, okay. And I'm like, if you're not sure what that looks like, communicate with your partner.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And ask about the pressure, the amount of pressure that you're using.
Bring in
And
the
don't use the
connection.
slap hit. You get what I'm saying? You're not smacking nothing right now.
Right.
You're supposed to be massaging and
Right.
caressing. You know what I'm saying? Teach you a little effleurage around this piece,
Right.
as opposed to kneading.
Mm-hmm.
Get your hands off like that. Please stop doing that. That is
Right.
not okay. So we started talking about like touch how you would if you were giving a massage.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started from there, and let's go from there.
Good.
Because you figuring it out, like, but you just grabbing him. That is so unattractive. I'm like, you got to consider your partner, and it's both ways though. It's not just men touching women rough and handling them
Right.
hard. Some women be like, I can't, my hands. I'm like, you're using the wrong parts. That's okay. Everybody's hands don't have to be strong.
Right.
There's other parts of your body that you can use. We talked about using the forearms and
Mhm.
using the elbows and wrists. You get what I'm saying? And knuckles and with how to lean in the
Just
pressure instead of
adjusting
using
your
your
weight.
body. Just
That's
the weight of your body.
Yeah.
And we talked about, they was like, this is so easy. I'm like, it's gentle and it's intimate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to remember to do that, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying? Even when they're hurting, because it's the love energy that you're giving to your partner that's helping to release the muscle, as opposed to just the physical energy. So you don't have to be real strong.
Right.
You have to have a positive intention in your touch.
Mhm.
And so we talked about those things.
Nice.
Thank
Look
you,
at
Darryl.
you.
Thank you, says the master to me. Look at that.
you.
Oh, I did good, yo. Look at that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I love it. Like when I tell you I love it,
Yeah.
I love it.
Good.
I love it. That's one of the better part of my day.
Mhm.
Like, it's one of the best parts of my day when
Doing
I'm
that
doing
work.
massage.
Yeah.
Especially on seniors. I'd be like, I don't know how you bring your 80-something-year-old self in here, come get this massage though. But come on, lady.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They come on and get them too. Let me tell you.
That's another space in another lifetime to focus on the seniors because they so overlooked.
How about
and
it?
Forgotten about.
Yeah. You know, look at you. He's such a carer.
Yeah.
Look at that. This was the T. Arthur said. I thought Darryl was speaking without his mouth moving. that was Dan speaking. It was Prince Daniel speaking. He is in here as well. Just so you know that. No, Darryl is not a ventriloquist.
Yeah, that is not a gift I have.
You do got some gifts though. The gift, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's not it though. He's not a ventriloquist, yo. Y'all hilarious.
That's a funny one.
Funny. You know what? Your voice is not that distinct, sir. Do not make me Capricorn you on air.
Wow.
What?
This is blowradio.com still, and we are still live with JustPatrice.
Wow.
Do not.
I'm more upset that you just said my voice isn't unique.
I said, okay. What is it? You want it to be what?
It is unique because it's mine.
Because it's yours. You're right.
It's unique to me as a person.
You are so. I'm so sorry.
No,
You're
it's
right.
not.
You're right. No, you don't. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we bought here 2 inches
You're right.
and a half.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And here's your little violin.
Alrighty.
My little violin. Which that's supposed to be a violin. You see how that
Oh, baby. Somebody better tell Dan go play with me. Don't do that.
Wow.
Sorry. Yeah, she's still here.
Understood.
She's still here.
live in the flesh too.
Oh, she shows up every time it's necessary. Yeah.
I did turn around and ask me if I'm okay and do I want something to drink later.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Too much.
See that?
So, are you ever planning to get back into therapy? Massage therapy.
Massage therapy. I'd still, from time to time, of course, I still practice. Yeah.
Okay.
Not full time no more.
Okay. Just every now and then.
Yeah. It's a love of mine, of course. Yeah. If you remember, distinctive touch.
I do
The
remember.
acronym, touching others, using
Mhm.
compassionate hands. So,
Mhm.
absolutely.
See,
So, yeah.
I'm saying for God to take so much compassion and so much pride in the words, and for you to say it's not my words, it's my work.
Mm.
You follow what I'm saying? There's so much to each one of those. So that's what the layers of it is for me.
Gotcha.
Indeed. I'm just saying I still been waiting like almost 15 years for a massage. This is a crime against humanity.
Okay, but
I know what the border was.
Okay. So we just want to be clear.
Okay.
Don't even throw that one on me.
understand that.
I take the heat on a lot of stuff.
Okay,
but,
but I didn't say it was the whole of your fault. I didn't say that. But it's been almost 15 years, yo. I've been waiting on the massage. That's a long time. I'm just saying it's at least 12 of them. At least 12 years. Not gonna say that because this is like my 12th year in radio. So I know.
Hilarious.
Yeah, be like, so yeah, about that. Hell no, he can't do it. Why? It's just absolutely not.
See.
I don't have that problem right now. So
Gotcha.
I think I do have, listen, like, so I do,
I like how she called it a problem.
because it's a situation, like, seriously, I do have one customer who came to see me and his significant other did not know. Okay. And then after he was like, I'm like, I can't say nothing, so you don't have to worry about that part, because he was really asking me, he's like, so you can't. I'm like, first of all, I'm bound by law that I can't. And he was like, word. I'm like, did you not hear me reading the I read it to you in the document. I can't. I said, however,
Intake form. That's the
intake form is right here. I said, however, I don't want nobody showing up to my spot talking about was you massaging my husband? Ma'am, please, if this is the case, if you have that type of issue, please don't come get a massage from me.
Yeah.
Please don't.
People miss out on the therapeutic side of it all.
I'm like, what you think I'm doing? I was trying to make me lose my license?
It is not
no,
that
sir.
right.
No, sir, no, ma'am. I'm not. That as soon as I posted I was doing massage, you could imagine what my inbox looked like. I was like, really? Is that what you think? Because of Madam Trees? Because Madam Trees is and JustPatrice and Patrice Green, we are completely different people. And if you bring that over here, you're gonna catch some JustPatrice life. Right. You don't want it. Right. Don't do that. You don't try to explain that to people. Like there's a level of professionalism that did you trying to
jeopardize
you not finna do it.
Right.
No, sir, no, ma'am. And I'm gonna show up on you real hard because I'm a whole put you out. And I'm gonna put you out and make sure that people know that I'm putting you out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. I'm gonna make a whole scene about it because what you're not gonna do is say that I have you leave and then you go back and try to backtrack on me. No, it'll be none of that. This one of the license one license I got that I absolutely am not losing for nobody's frivolousness.
Yeah,
no. What did you love about it most?
Oh man, the massage. Honestly, just me just dealing with sciatica to stuff. Have people, different clients come in with literally at 10 o'clock. This is what they're dealing with. But by the time they leave, I think the longest session I've done was 2 hours. Moving and grooving. Like, man, I don't even feel it no more. So just that's the healing and the education piece, especially for our people.
Right.
Because it's often the time people thinking dealing with massage, it has to go to the left. No. It's dealing with the body in every aspect way more than just the touch of it. So, but yeah, really educating.
I like that too. I think that some people, like when you're doing massage and you're working through certain muscles, whatever, some people want like, I want to feel better right now. And I was like, that's not how massage works.
That's not how it works.
I said, that's not how it works. However, I'm going to do these techniques real quick, whatever. Then when you leave here, I want you to ice it. And then I want you to just chill and let your body do what it's going to do.
What modality do you like the best? Yeah, that's the part too.
It depends.
Mix them.
I gotta mix.
It's gumbo. You gotta.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I feel like it's what you need in the moment, and that was the problem I was having with pricing. Like honestly, because I'm like, first of all, I'm not for the nickel and dime for each one of these pieces. And do I charge you for stones? Do I charge you for hot towels? Do I charge you for essential oils? No, because I need all of that to happen right now. If it's necessary, if I'm on the spot. And I know that the only way to get to it is for me to dig it. I don't want to dig. Let me get this stone real quick. Are you okay with me doing that? You know what I mean? And that'll make the muscle relax way faster. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I got those cryo balls. I love them. Oh my gosh. And I love cryo balls. And I was telling one of my customers, I said, I need you to hold this in this part in his hand. And she's like, but it's cold. I know. Do not let it go. Like no matter what it is.
One massage that I would say predominantly women need the most, lymphatic.
Yep.
Lymphatic massage is so needed from women.
I agree.
For various reasons, but lymphatic massage.
Just to keep that fluid moving. You don't want to have fat ankles. I be trying to tell you, you do not want that fluid settling the tissues around your ankles because once it's established, once it's there, yo. I'll be trying to tell them it's there.
So do you deal with a lot of clients who have different surgeries?
I actually deal with that, but it's not on my website, and it's not on my website on purpose.
Yeah, that right there is great to use.
Yep, I get lymphatic massage. I do the lymphatic and then I do sculpting. So I combine the two.
Okay.
So that because a lot of women want a certain result from their thing, so I sculpt while I do the lymphatic. I do both of them to help move the fluid and to reshape the tissue. Listen, I'm like, but a lot of them, they doctors tell them they don't even need it.
That's a lot, as we know. That's a lot.
I said, who told you that?
Push them toxins out.
I was like, you gotta get that out right now.
Yes.
And then when your tissues start getting hard, I'm like, oh, you don't want this. You won't have rocks in your body.
Indeed.
That's a rocks. But just learning that, you know,
rocks to get those, that's trigger point therapy. So that's intense.
Listen.
Yeah.
It's for you and me.
Right.
Shoot.
So,
for you and me,
I'm
especially
glad.
energy with the energy work. Like, so what I'm still learning is how to connect and then disconnect and then reconnect during service. You know what I'm saying? Because once I'm connected, I'm connected.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? But for stuff like trigger point, because I literally can feel that when they stomach start switching or whatever, I get nauseous.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when they going through certain things psychologically, it trigger me crying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of that energy exchange, like we caught up in the cycle of energy exchange. And so I'm still learning how to connect during service, disconnect.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? For certain areas to do certain things and then reconnect again. Now I disconnect when I'm disconnected after the service, I don't carry none of that with me. So I have a system down packed that I don't have to take nothing with me.
As
I'm
you
good
should.
with that.
Good.
But it's the on and off part in the middle of it, because once I'm connected, I'll be connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, we in here. And I'd like to the point where this one lady, I was like, man, I don't know what it is you need to say, but whatever you trying to hold up from saying, I need you to say it, because I'm starting to suffocate.
Mm-hmm.
And my throat is starting to close.
Yeah.
And she was like, ma'am, if you don't, I'm gonna stop the service because I'm choking.
Yeah.
And she was like, are you serious? And I was like, girl, who randomly says that to you in any point in time? Whatever. And she was like, I just wanted to make room. I was like, thank you. Because my throat was getting closer, smaller, and smaller. I was like,
yeah. And then
I went through my choking. I never knew that it was even a thing, like to that level.
Mm-hmm.
I love it though, Darryl.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's vulnerability all day.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
You're more than just a massage therapist at that time.
Listen.
So I know.
I love it. Like it's so exciting for me. It's so good. I love that. I love the spirituality of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it all comes together and what it does and how it changes people in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the cleansing that comes with it for both them and me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's just a beautiful experience.
And then, for both men and women, they're able to discern from a positive touch and, negative touch. So.
Exactly. And I remember massaging teens when we went to the My Sister's Keeper event, and we worked with those young ladies. And it was just important for them to understand this is a positive touch.
Right.
This is what that feels like.
Right.
You know what I mean? And anything that don't feel like this is inappropriate.
Absolutely.
And they was like, oh, I was wondering. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
No.
Once again, what are we teaching our babies?
How about it? The difference between
just
I'm like
touch.
all this you gotta. It's okay for people to touch.
Right.
People that you know.
But even with permission too.
Yeah, that's what.
As a man,
how about
like
it?
most men in spaces, they quick to touch. Nah, So being aware.
Come on, man.
Being aware. No.
Please don't just randomly walk up to people and assume.
Absolutely, do not assume.
I don't care if you know her.
Yep.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care because you don't know what happened in the last time you seen her between now and then.
Yes.
Just ask. Even my clients, when we at the table, they done signed the consent form. We talking, even if they're not in massage space, like they're not down and prepped and ready to go, if they still sit up there before I touch them, I say, is it okay if I?
Absolutely.
Even still, I'm like, and is it okay if I? They be like, yeah. I'm like, okay, don't say it. As a matter of fact, because the truth of the matter is, I'm going to ask. I'm going to keep asking. Mm-hmm. Is it okay if I touch you here? Is it okay? Okay, so now I'm going to touch you here. Are you okay with that? Yeah. And even with women, like the when you're doing the teres and obliques or whatever, I'm like, okay, so I'm going to be on the side of your breast tissue. I just need you to know that that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, girl, I'm like,
no,
I'm still going to say it. Okay.
And always keeping one hand on the body so they know where you are.
Always. Yeah. Always. I'm like, just so we clear, I'll hand be on there. Just so we clear, my hand is here to do that. Yeah, be none of that.
Nice.
Sir,
look at you.
Sir, man. Be none of that. Be random.
No longer the grasshopper.
I am. It's plenty to learn, and I'm here to learn it all. I'm here to learn it all. What I really want to learn is what is it called? Oh my God. Every time I get ready to say that, I never remember, but it's on the feet.
Reflexology.
Reflex fuckingology.
Yeah. And
I know some of the parts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some parts I know, like I can clear your sinus. I can relax the tension from your pituitary. You get what I'm saying? And relax the lower part of your spine. You get what I'm saying? If you're having cramps, I know where to rub for your ovulating system, whatever the case may be. But like the middle parts of it, like where your liver, your stomach,
Absolutely.
your intestines and stuff like those are the parts that I still a little fuzzy about. But the rest of that, yeah.
You know, if you studied, you know, all the meridians connect. So you just
it's so good. I be loving having the girls. They do like you're a weirdo. I am. I am. One of my clients called me the muscle whisperer because I be listening.
That's nice. I like it.
She do. I'd be like, what? She was like, who are you talking to? I was like, girl, not you.
The muscle whisperer.
Okay. I'm like, let's. And I always in the middle of service or whatever, when the muscle releases or does something that as a positive exchange for the body, I always say thank you. Like while I'm doing service, you know, I'm like, thank you, whatever. And she's like, are you talking to me? I'm like, you and the body. That's you showing some gratitude around here, man.
Muscle whisperer.
And she called me the muscle whisperer.
Cool.
I was like, really? Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Well, there, I'm gonna let you get up out of here. Thanks for chopping me up about the things. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap.
Okay.
April 4th.
April 4th, yes.
And that's the opportunity to vote. Prior to April 4th, we are looking for people to help with campaign,
hitting doors, donations. Jumping on board. That's it. Just jumping on board with me and to learn. But April 4th, that's really truly the date. That's the day that's going to determine a lot.
Okay.
And moving forward within the district or just MPS in itself, because there's 5 seats that's up right now.
That's literally out of 9 seats, 5 seats are up for grabs right now at the same time. But listen, but I think that's amazing.
It's really historic right now.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's amazing because at this moment, right now, you guys are in a position, literally, to make some magic really happen.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yes.
That's dope. Like it's going to be a whole fresh everything, fresh idea. And not the idea, but the idea of attacking the new eras.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And or taking where you come from and a fresh set of eyes on stuff that's been happening.
That's it.
You know, 10 fresh eyes.
Like 65-70% of the seats?
Yeah, at least.
Let's go.
At least.
We're doing it.
At least.
But thank you.
Of course. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that.
Showing my gratitude and everybody who logged on to listen. Thank you. Thank you for the questions, for the support. I appreciate it. Trust me. Keep doing it. Keep pouring it in. Patrice, of course, will let me know if anybody inbox her with anything else. You know, I make myself available and accessible, and who want to connect with me, please let me know so we can make that happen sooner than later.
And the hiring flyer that you have is online. I'll make sure that we're sharing that. And it's Darryl Jackson for MPS on Facebook. I'll make sure that flyer is reshared as well. And we get that information out there. If you would like to learn more about his campaign or to get directly involved, the number to call him is.
So, excuse me, it's Darryl for MPS at Gmail, not my last name.
Right. That's your Gmail.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the Facebook.
Okay. Excuse me. Right. I'm confused too. It's like so many different things to keep up with.
The email is Darryl for MPS at gmail.com.
Right.
I got that.
Yep.
On Facebook is Darryl Jackson for MPS.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's the Facebook link that I believe that I posted in the group. Yep. I mean on my page or whatever the case may be. But the phone number is
414-345-0062. 414-345-0062.
Okay. If you're interested in making a donation, please feel free to do so. You can go on his page how do they?
And I do, it's on my page, but I also have an Act Blue account, and I'm gonna send that to you that you can post.
Please, thank you.
Yeah, Act Blue is one of the donation forms.
Okay.
Platforms.
And I want y'all to know, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but all of those donations help.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then if any amount didn't matter, then they wouldn't put a cap on the donation.
Yeah.
Because there's a
cost
cap
to everything.
Yeah, come on now. Come on.
There's a cost to everything.
Excellent.
But thank you though.
Thank you. I hope so. I know. So we are literally a month out.
Yep.
Literally a month out. If at any point in time you like, hey sis, let me come back on to recap right before, you are welcome.
Thank you. And it will be because there's some pressing issues that's coming up soon. So and I want to keep the people abreast
Okay.
Of those who may not know. So,
It's a lot that I don't know. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you a lot. Again, not having any children in the system right
Yeah.
now. Even my sister's kids are not at MPS.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? But still, I'm aware. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even, it's dealing with choice and charter as well.
Right. So whatever that
the
is, just
whole
let me know.
ecosystem of education.
Please let me know.
Yes.
And then I'd be more than happy to any platform that I have is yours.
Gotcha.
Just know that you're welcome to come through here. Your materials are welcome here as well.
Thank you.
And if there's anything that I can do on my end for sharing, you let me know.
Understood.
Indeed. So it has been a pleasure to hang out with you guys. As always, every Monday, 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on blowradio.com. You know, we chop it up. And don't forget, this week at Happy Days Day Bar is always something good going on. I try to support all of the business that I have. Shout out to Calm Wellness Services. If you're looking for massage and like to know more about my massage services, go to that's Wellcom, WELKALM, like welcome. Get it? Wellcom.com, WELKALM.com. And you can check out the services on there, maybe get a subscription or send me an inbox and I'll respond as soon as I'm able to go from there. If you would like to know more about the products that I use when I'm doing massage, because yes, I use JPA Elevated when I do my massages. So yes, I make my own oils and my own body butters for my massage. And if you'd like to know more about that, you're welcome to go to jpaelevated.com. So shout out to that. And of course, if you like some cocktails, come hang out, some good vibes, good energy, great vibrations, come to Happy Days Day Bar, located inside of the Sherman Phoenix at 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue. And we are here Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. unless there's a special event going on, in which there happens to be quite a few of them. So follow us on social media at Happy Days Day Bar, at all of the social medias, Happy Days Day Bar, to learn more about some of the events that's going on, including Wild Poetry, which happens to be going on this Thursday. Doors open at 7 and the show will begin not too much longer after that. Sometimes we push it a little early so we can get it in. But I'm telling you right now, Sean Hinton is the feature, and you do not, and I repeat, do not want to be getting up in here late talking something. Ain't nowhere to sit. Duh. Duh. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And I'm gonna say it again. Duh. Told you. See y'all guys anytime this week. Hope to chop it up with you again. If you have any questions in regards to anything on this particular show, you can feel free to send me an email to IamJustPatrice@gmail.com, or you can inbox me on my personal page and we will follow up with you on the ASAP. But until next week, Monday, it's been real. I love y'all and I holla. Bye.